Greetings everybody from Sitges. We are currently in the interpretation center of Malvasia, one of the only few spots in the world where the grape is grown and the best wine is made.
Hola a todos y todas, estamos en el centro de interpretación de Malvasia en Sitges, donde es uno de los pocos centros a nivel europeo que hay un cultivo de las malvasías, que son la uva típica de Sitges y hacen pues unas bebidas tan especiales.
We've had already some surprises in the previous rounds, and the second round today is a round 3 is more action to come, so tune in for more from today in Sitges.
Empezamos hoy a las 4:30 la ronda número 3 de este gran torneo de Sunway Sitges internacional, y en el que vamos a empezar a tener unas grandes sorpresas porque ya los favoritos de cabeza del torneo se empiezan a enfrentar juntos. Chin chin.
Chin chin.
Hello and welcome to our highlights show here from Sunway Sitges International Chess Festival. My name is Fiona Steil-Anthony. I'm delighted to be joining the team today, and I'm even more delighted to be joined by Matthew Purchard. Matt, how are you doing today after your second win in the tournament?
Yeah, I'm doing really good. It's been really lovely so far. I said this last time as well, but it's just so beautiful walking along the front to come to the hotel. So it's just a really nice tournament to come into.
I can imagine. I mean, it's my first time actually attending this event. I've followed it remotely quite a bit, but very exciting to get here. Just arrived this morning, so jumping straight into it. We see the playing hall there with still a few games underway in the A group. On the far left there, Jules Moussaf playing against his young opponent from Kazakhstan. Maybe we'll check in with that a bit later. But for now, we're going to take a look at your game. Before we jump into it, tell us a little bit. I know you won round 1. You were in the studio here with Angelica after that. Yesterday, I think, didn't go your way?
No, did not go my way. But it was a really fun game. I was playing the top seed. But it was a good game, and I kind of calculated down the line that was just a bad call. So yeah, lots of learnings, but if there's one person I wanted to lose to, at least it's like board number 1, so yeah.
And it's always a nice feeling, right, to get to measure yourselves against the best.
Oh, yeah.
In the field. Today you started your comeback journey, so let's jump into it and show us.
Yeah.
Talk us through what happened.
I actually had no idea what I was doing in this opening. I didn't do too much prep today. I just wasn't really in the mindset and feeling it. So I looked over a couple of lines, looked at what my opponent played, and he played something entirely different anyway. So I'm glad I didn't put heaps of time in.
Too much. When you said just a little bit, how long are we talking? Time?
So I spent probably about 20-30 minutes just looking over his games, seeing kind of what openings he plays. He plays some kind of Sicilian, not this E6 Sicilian, but usually knight C6 or some classical kind of. So I just looked over some of my lines that I just go over that I play regularly. I didn't expect anything too different. And then I get hit with an E6 Sicilian, and I just have not a clue what I'm doing. Which was kind of fun. I spent a lot of time here because I was really debating, which I've never played before, but B3, and then just because of how you want to get the setup. I play the French, so I also didn't want this to transpose into a French because I don't like the setup for white when I go into a French from this side. So I essentially finally decided to play D4, even though I didn't want to play an open initially because I thought he'd know the theory, and he's a low-rated player, so I wanted to put myself in a good position to be aggressive, but also I didn't want to get into a bad spot where he knew where all the pieces should go and mine are a bit discoordinated.
I would say a brave decision to go for the open Sicilian when you're not sure exactly what you're gonna be hit with. So
I was definitely worse at one point. I feel that. So yeah, we go down this line. He plays A6, and then I decide to play C4 and gets a kind of Maroczy bind set up, and he essentially try and take control over D5. Queen C7, which seems normal, and I try and develop normally, and then knight C6. And I didn't really like any of the moves of my dark square bishop. I didn't like developing it here or here because I think irrelevant of where I develop, his bishop kind of comes to C5 or B4. That was annoying. I probably should have just played A3, which I considered. I considered knight C2 as well, but I felt like I was undeveloping, and I made a maybe a poor choice, and I realized this kind of during the game where I just wanted to take the knight off the board, and then just develop. This bishop is kind of bad because of the pawns setup. I would love to be able to push e5, but he obviously doesn't let me and pushes e5 himself. And most of my game was just trying to just develop my pieces, get castled, and then try and wait for him to make some positional
That stage is
errors.
almost done. All the pieces, all the minor pieces are out. Only the king left to be brought into safety.
Yeah, so bishop g5 probably, again, wasn't the one. He opts to trade it, but I don't want to take it off the board, so I bring it back. I wasted time.
Yeah, what made you go to g5 in the first place rather than e3 immediately?
I just kind of talked myself into just something just terrible, to be honest. And then because I was like, well, if the bishop's on e7, I thought it'd be kind of misplaced, but he probably should have just gone bishop c5 straight away, which is something I just realized as soon as I played bishop g5, because bishop c5 and then that's the optimum square for this bishop, because bishop d6 is now blocked by e5. So yeah, and I just again today going into the game, I didn't feel like prepping too much. I wasn't really feeling it, and I was kind of nervous, and then yeah, and so I popped it straight back because he didn't take advantage of it being on c5. And then he wasted time back, so I feel like it all kind of worked out in the end. I actually had to get the guys to correct the DGT because they thought it was an error. Yeah, so
I can see why. There was a lot of dark square bishop movement happening here, and now, he's putting pressure on c3.
Which is annoying because I don't want to double these pawns and the structure, even if it does get rid of the bishop. So I just I defend the knight so I can capture with the queen, and then I'm ready to kind of get castled. So he plays knight e7. I thought it was a bit obscure because the knight doesn't really have too much of a future unless his plan is to castle and push f5, and I didn't think that was a good plan because this guy is the worst guy in the world, and you
You'd
don't
love for him to play f5, right?
Yeah, it would be the best thing in the world, and I was very aware of how bad this bishop was. But he makes a really, I think, big concession by just taking the knight for no reason.
Especially unprompted, right?
Yeah.
Without you playing a3, asking the bishop any questions. Were you happy, I guess,
Oh,
to
I
see
was
that move?
as soon as that came, I was like, okay, breath of air, because positionally, I don't know much about the position. I feel like he has a much better feel, probably, if he plays this kind of stuff. Because I've never really played Moroxy kind of setup before. I'm just trying to having a bit more fun with my chess recently and just trying to play different things. So yeah,
How do you feel that's been working out for you?
It's been working out quite well. So I made Jersey's team because I'm from Jersey. So I actually played against Luxembourg in the European Small Nations a few weeks ago.
That event.
Yeah, I had a really good game against my opponent in Luxembourg, but I got really nervous because it was an FM, and then he actually told me off for playing too fast after the game. I can tell you.
Were you playing my Philip?
Yes.
Linster, who is, funnily enough, an old classmate. Luxembourg is that small. We went to high school together, classmates. He told me off straight. He was like, "You should have won that game. You played too quickly. You blundered, and then you did it again." And I was like, I was so nervous though. Do you feel that playing more of these title players helps you going into the next tournament?
100%.
Gain confidence and just not feeling those.
Yeah. It was game changing, and that's why when I came in, and that's why I was kind of disappointed yesterday with my game, because I got an edge out of the opening, and I beat a couple of title players when we were in Luxembourg. They were over 2,000, so I was like, okay, I'm 1770 for reference, but everyone I beat anyway in Cyprus was like, well, you're underrated, so I'll take that. But so I've got ambition to really place well, and yesterday was the thing I really wanted to prove. So I'm coming in with a lot of confidence. I'm not scared of anyone's rating in the under 2000s because I know I can perform at the top end of that level. So hopefully we'll keep going, but we'll see.
Still a long way to go, but today it was a good...
Yeah. So we'll see. But he concedes and castles. I've still got the problem of my light squared bishop, but I spent a lot of time in this game. I really was debating pushing c5 to just stop any advancing of these pawns without damaging the structure hugely.
Because also the advantage, if you push c5, then the bishop can potentially move to c4, right? And if we compare those two squares for the bishop, I mean, on c4, the bishop would suddenly...
Yeah, I was worried about c5, bishop e6, and then I was wondering if I really wanted to try and get bishop c4 and then trade the bishops. C5 is... I mean, in hindsight, I think completely fine. I was just worried that I was blocking my dark squared bishop, but it's not really doing anything on this diagonal anyway, and it's probably much more important to blockade all of this kind of like structuring that you've got this weakness in this bishop. If it doesn't go to e6 and trade, then it's always bad as well.
And I see that Kostya just finished
amazing.
His live game, and I think were you just looking at that? I think it looks like he won his game, so we'll probably be hearing from Kostya himself.
Oh, great! Hopefully
later on
he'll pop in. Yeah, so bishop e6, and I just decided to develop, and then he pushes c5 himself, which is also still very annoying. But I had these kind of f4 plans to just try and break open and try and get e5 in and stuff as well. So that's essentially what I start going for. Rook d2 is flexible because when I push f4, I can double on either file.
Keeping your options open.
Yeah, and it's on a dark square, so there's like no light squared bishop hitting or forking and stuff. So f4 felt to me like the only move in the position to try and break free, because if I stay restricted, then I'm going to be worse, and if I allow a trade of knight for dark squared bishop, I think in the long term I'm kind of losing. Oh, not losing, but...
Also, probably if you didn't go f4, I guess your opponent was planning to probably play knight c6 and maybe plonk the knight on d4.
Yeah, and that was also my really big concern. So yeah, I think I had to be like active. So f4, he takes.
Also makes sense because you have the bishop pair, and the bishop pair, I mean,
it
thrives in open position. So I think f4 certainly the way to go.
Yeah, 100%. And he opts to take. I was wondering whether he had to or not, but I think if he pushes something like this, there's a whole world where maybe I can start attacking on the king side.
I'm a bit of a coffee house attacking player, so I like the way you're thinking.
He takes, and I take with the bishop, and then suddenly I'm free. I can maybe push e5, things like that. But I have this really nice square and some attack. So bishop e5, I felt was weird, but I quite liked just... creating this kind of like hook, I guess, for e5 later. So he has to push f6, otherwise I take, and then I might even have like some kind of mate threats if I go bishop h8 and things like that. But I probably should have pulled all the way back in hindsight, because he goes knight g6, which is something I overlooked. But it's fine still. I can still kind of get this push in because the queen is restricted. It can't access the diagonal.
Yeah, the question is also, I mean, is the knight even... What's the knight doing on g6, right?
Yeah.
Other than having hit your bishop.
And the pawn will drop, so you can't go there. I saw this tactic from about out here in a sort of slight variation and essentially I won the game because it looks like my opponent has a tactic to win an exchange. So after e5, knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. It looks like he has rook takes d3, and bishop c4, which is what happened in the game. But I have a sort of counter hit with rook d6.
And you've seen that from
and it's one of those where I just had the sense, again, I'm slightly higher rated than my opponent, but it's one of those where it's a really nice tactic to see, but then you've got to look one move deeper.
What went through your mind when he took on c4 and you understood you kind of tricked him?
It's really nice when that does happen, because it's rare, especially when you play people of your own level. Like usually you kind of even each other out, and it's not like a huge like tactical hit. But in some ways you feel kind of bad because you know what he's feeling. Yeah. But at the same time, it was like pure happiness. As soon as he took, I was and also I was very comfortable in my calculation. I was very sure of it, and I played quite quickly as well. And then when I did play, you can see the reaction. But you do get a sense of kind of joy that you're like, okay, I've got this. But then also, I always have a nervousness when I am winning to be like, oh, I can still screw this up.
For sure. I mean, there's no... everyone knows, right, that winning a one position in chess is one of the hardest things to do, and that's not just true for you, for me. I mean, it's across all levels. We see a bunch of our players / streamers coming into the studio here, but let's continue. So after rook d6.
Yeah, rook d6, and I actually have rook d7, which is just lights out, but I completely just sort of brain fogged for a second, and I went rook d1, which is still winning. Like it's all winning.
I always feel like, I mean, yeah, rook d7 would be nice, but there's no need to be flashy anymore. You've done the hard job. I mean, you've collected the material, and this is, I mean, such a dominating position.
Anyway. And then he plays bishop f7, and and it is this mate incoming. So yeah, all in all, I mean, I feel okay-ish about the game. I was worried because I didn't really understand like what I was getting myself into, and I think I made some maybe slightly bishop g5, bishop e3 dubious stuff, but it's nice learning curve, and yeah, it's always nice to come out with a win anyway.
For sure, Matt, congrats on the win. And we have a little bit of time, and I was curious to chat to you because we've never met in real life before, but I saw you highlighted on the chess.com Creator of the Month, I think. Yeah,
that was at the start of the year. Wow.
And I took a look at that, and I always think it's so interesting when we get new people come into the chess world who bring in a fresh point of view when it comes to not just to playing chess, because obviously we get new chess players all the time, but when it comes to content creation specifically, and you have a background in that. So tell me a little bit about what made you want to, try something new in chess. Where do you get the inspiration from? And
yeah, for sure. So I have a whole kind of creative career from London. I'm from Jersey originally. I moved back recently, hence why the Jersey team. But I spent years doing kind of social media. I had all sorts of creative jobs, so anything from film and TV. I was a camera op, I did sound, I did lighting on kind of film and movie sets and TV sets, and then also branched out into social media. I worked with AR and VR technology, and I did lighting for fashion companies. So I've got like a really weird, every couple of years I sort of changed job or freelanced or did something. So I've got a really eclectic mix of working with all of these amazing, inspirational, like people that I are so passionate about what they do, and I never really had my own thing that was like super passionate about in that way. And I got to a stage in my career recently where I was running a global design team, which was incredible and amazing. I loved all the people I worked with, but it got to a point where I was like, I want to do this for myself. And while this was happening, I started chess over COVID, and when I got to about 1,400 online, I joined a chess club, Hammersmith Chess Club. So shout out to Hammersmith. The people there are the most incredible. I made like so many lifelong friends, and the vibe for me was just amazing. The club's just been getting bigger and bigger because I think they've got those core people that really create a good culture, and I just became obsessed and passionate about chess. And so when those things sort of collided, I got to the end and I was like, getting a bit burnt out in London and wanted to leave my job to try and do it for myself. And as soon as I did that, I started going like, okay, I need to brush off skill sets because I now work with kind of managing people, and I need to make sure I can still do the do because it's going to be just me. And I was like, well, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it in something I love. And chess started being that. So I started making kind of little Instagram reels at a really like high production value and not about chess really. Chess is the journey that you see through them, but it's about how you approach a problem, when you hit a hurdle, what you do, when you start working with other people like Kostya. I work with the chess dojos, so I do kind of marketing for them, but mostly off the back of the reels. Again, people sort of started getting in touch with me when they saw the reels, which was really nice. And then so it all kind of built out of that, and it became my kind of thing, passionate, and it also kept me accountable. So I used it as a whole run of being like, well, I'm doing my chess study this year. I want to get better at chess. I'm never going to be, grandmaster or anything, but it's just
What
like,
is the goal? Do you have like,
oh wow.
or is it multiple steps, like first step, second step?
One step at a time. I guess like there's always like when you start, you're like, oh, I want to be over 2,000 or whatever. so it's
2000 is a big magic number.
It really is, and I laugh at
Mystical almost.
It's literally, I don't know what it is, but it just seems like a really nice number.
Yeah.
But since I've been doing like the chess work, because I do the chess dodo kind of training program and coach year, along with me, Anushka and Rachel. Anushka's here as well. Does like calculation sessions with us on stream and things like that. But the goal...
Sorry, Matt, to interrupt you just for 1 second. There's one more game that I think we mentioned briefly. It looks like Jules Moussard, those kings are on dark squares, so he's moved 2, 3 out of 3, and we can see the top boards are emptying out. We still have board number 5 if my eyes are not deceiving me on the way, but yeah, 8:30 p.m. I'm still getting used to, the late rounds.
Yep.
Yeah, I just came in today and I'm like, well, it's completely, when I left to come here, I was like, it's dark outside.
Yeah.
Because I just came from from South Africa at the freestyle where we started at 1, and
nice
by the time... by 6, 7 o'clock we were done, so it's a whole new rhythm for me. But I think, sorry, I'll let you finish first of all about the goals, and then we'll talk about the tournament and the schedule event here.
Yeah, so the goal I think is just constant improvement. I really like the process of working, going to a tournament, seeing some level of improvement. It's not necessarily about winning or losing on the rating, but like I love just playing a good game, and it's really nice to be in that space, and I get to meet. I have a lot of social goals with chess. Like I've met all of my friends that I've sort of made online, a lot of the streamers. I was in Portugal in the Maya Open, in Cyprus, and I just made some friends that are, all over the world that will be lifelong. So I think that's a huge part of like my chess goals. I
was going to ask you about that actually, and I think your journey, hearing more about it is very interesting, and we should give a shout out not only to Hammersmith but also to your own channel, which is House Lion TV.
Yes,
I believe.
On Instagram, yeah.
So make sure to drop a follow. I saw you played in Maya. I saw you're here. Both Maya and here are very events that are very supportive of streamers. So I guess that is one big part of why you decided to come here. Is there something else? The side events. Was there something that you're like, oh, I want to go to Sitges?
Sitges, I think the location, the support from the organizers, from the tech team is incredible, and a lot of it is the people that come here as well. Like Kosta and Anushka were actually a big reason. They were already coming here. They were a big reason why I came, because again, with the chess goals, they become really, really good friends, and it's just the best thing to be in a tournament with them. And then coming to this tournament and how everyone has been, the location, the team, it's been really, really just such an incredible experience, and they really care about all the players. Even if you're on like the lowest rated person in the tournament, they've got boards that you can get rotated in the top level tournament, so you feel like you're with the professionals, and it's just so beautiful, and they've taken a lot of time.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're having a good time. So far, only 3 rounds in, 7 to go. It's a long event. And Matt, I know you've been sitting here for a long time, long before we started our highlight show, so I'm going to let you, I think, go to dinner. I've been hearing you from back there talking about how hungry you are.
Yeah. My stomach has been rumbling like through the whole game, and just,
Let me just turn to our producer and see if Natasha is already in the room. Otherwise, I'm going to have to hold you hostage a little bit longer. She is here, Matt. So thank you so much, Matt. Congrats again on the win today. It was a pleasure getting to chat to you, find out more. Thanks to you for showing us your game. Best of luck tomorrow, and I'm sure we'll have you back here.
Great. Thanks for having me, and really lovely to meet you too.
Thank you so much. And let's quickly go to the playing hall, see what is happening there. Still an animated discussion between Jules Moussard and his young opponent. Looks like that was a very interesting game. Meanwhile, on on board 5. So let me very quickly see. So Jules Moussard was playing against Danis Kwandi Kuli, and I'm very sorry if I'm butchering his name, but clearly a young talent from Kazakhstan, as we see the players there exit the playing hall, and we are almost ready over here, and I'm very excited for my next guest because we happen to have been born in the same generation. We've known each other for a very, very long time. Natasha, I was just trying to find your game. Such a pleasure to have you here with me. Before we jump into the game, congratulations, first of all, on the win. How are you feeling after today's game?
Thank you, Fiona. It's true that we know since a very long time.
More than half our life. I was thinking about it. Probably more than 20 years we've known each other.
True.
And second time we meet here in Sitges, actually.
You think so?
Yes.
Yes.
We were dancing the last time for the women's rapid team event, not the Sitges festival. So we meet again here, and I saw that the tournament didn't get off to the start you wanted. You lost in round 1, but now you won 2 games in a row, and I think today you had a very nice game, right?
Yes. Today it was a very nice game. I made a very nice sacrifice. I think we are going to see the game.
Will
so
bring it up, yes.
I won't tease you. But about the first game, I think I played well, but I couldn't manage to find a way to win. And finally, my opponent could switch she won. But I think I played well almost all the games. So
is that the main? How do you deal with? It's a disappointing result, of course, for you in the first round when you lose against a lower rated opponent. But when you played well, do you feel less disappointed? Do you feel like, well, I lost, but at least I played a good game?
Actually, after the first game, I was very frustrated, very disappointed. And even the day after, like in the morning, I was still feeling this, I was still having these feelings. So I decided to go for a run and to evacuate.
I saw that on your Instagram, actually, and I know that you're very active. You do a lot of sports, lots of running. I don't know if you still play rugby?
No, not anymore.
I always thought that was so cool. Natasha, of course, you're from Toulouse, one of the world's capitals when it comes to rugby. I'm sorry, I was looking for your game. If you see yourself, let me... Oh, there you are. Yes. There you are. Perfect. So let's go back here. And I will hand the mouse to you, if you want.
So it was a Sicilian. It's a young player. So I had only a few games to prepare.
A young player or Mika a young?
It was both. Like he's 15 years old, but I don't have that much. I had only 3 games with black. After e4, c5, knight a3, I had e6. So I had just a few games to prepare.
What do you do when you have almost no games?
I try to I refresh my I don't know how to say I study my openings, but I try to stay fresh, not to see too many things, not to spend too much time. And I'm thinking that if it won't be on the game, I will just it will be useful for another one. Yes. So I wasn't expecting this move, but I knew that I don't know how it's called. I forgot the name. But I know that c3 is the best setup to play against a6. And it's kind of... It looks like an Alpine, but we don't know...
what like a6 is not so useful as the moves in the Alpine.
So
do you think you tricked him already in this early stage just a little bit, or
not at all? It's what he plays. This is just normal moves. And bishop e3, knight d7. I didn't know this move. I think I can play bishop e2. I don't know, maybe knight d2. But I played c4 just because usually when instead of knight d7, they can take on d4, and we play this kind of position with the isolated point, and then I will play knight c3 and have tempo.
Good development. Yes,
of the queen.
Very typical of the Alapin, right? You have the isolated pawn, but you get good development.
Yes.
And good piece play.
But after knight d7, I didn't know, but I played c4. It cannot be bad to win another tempo on the queen. And after I free the square c3 for my knight, he went on d6. I was expected more like queen h5, this kind of move, but I just develop my pieces. Pawn takes here and b6. So I mean, he played his queen 2 times. I have 3 pieces out, and he has the queen and the
Only
knight outside, and I can win another tempo over the rook. So I played queen f3, rook b8, long castle.
I saw this position. I thought it was very, very interesting, right? Because it looks, I mean, the rook on d1 is so well placed.
Yes, for
looking at the queen. Did you have any hesitation to castle queenside about, did you have any concern that the king might be a little weak, or you were confident the king is safe on the queenside?
I was confident because I control very well the b5 square, so if he wants to make progress on the queenside, he has to play b5 at a point, but look, I have the pawn on c4, knight on c3, knight on c4, bishop on f1, and the king side is not developed.
Yes.
So I have lot of time before he can manage to find a way to attack me on the queen side.
Actually, the more I look at black's position, it already looks so dangerous just because of this lack of development. Do you think that all of your opponent's problems started because of this knight d7 move?
He said that it's theory. So I don't know where it started actually.
Because his moves all seem quite natural, but the position looks unpleasant. Maybe b6?
B6. Maybe he doesn't have time to play b6, but because like everything is weak, like a6 pawn is weak, b6 is weak, c6 is weak, and I win tempo over the rook. So maybe b6, maybe it's not right. Maybe you should have played knight f6, bishop e7, short castle, and then try to find a way to develop the queen side.
Because we will see soon that the king
is
never managed to get into safety in this game. So let's see after castle's queenside.
So he went for bishop b7. I didn't want to trade queen for sure. It's like the king is in the center. I think I can trade queen with queen g3 anytime I want, but it's not in the idea of the position.
Especially after castling and when we look at the lack of development.
So he didn't want to stay on the vis-a-vis with the rook, so he played queen c7. And then I have to find ideas. Like this pawn is very tempting, but I couldn't manage to find a way to...
Shall we take a quick look at knight takes? I guess that's what you were looking at.
Yes, yes. But after this, I don't have enough pieces to attack. I'm really missing my bishop, my light square bishop, my rook on h1. If I try to bring the knight on c3, he can exchange with the bishop, and I'm missing pieces to keep going. Yeah. So I was thinking it's a little bit early. I have time because he still needs to play
to get all these pieces out.
Yes, he needs to play the bishop and the knight before castling. So I decided to play bishop d3. I had ideas because I'm targeting the pawn on h7, and I can also have ideas with bishop f5 or bishop g6, always to play on the weakness on e6.
Would you say that you are by nature more of an attacking player?
I don't know. Like
Today it certainly felt like
yes.
it.
Sometimes people say that I'm more positional.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm good in games, but I think he gave me everything.
Yes.
Like the king is in the center, the pieces are still at home. So
It's always very nice to play this kind of game,
yes,
right?
yes, true.
So he decided, well, to defend, well, develop
Yes,
and
develop.
defend.
I brought another rook,
Mhm.
always to play on
Against e6.
e6.
Mhm.
I had ideas. I was thinking maybe on bishop e7. There's a lot of ideas. I had to calculate like each moves. Knight b5, knight takes e6. I don't know. Maybe I can take on e6 here or not.
Did you already? I didn't check with an engine. Did you check with an engine?
A little
already?
bit,
A
but I
little
forgot.
bit. So let's see. Knight takes e6.
Knight takes e6.
Looks tempting.
It doesn't like.
No.
So not knight takes e6.
I mean,
But-
during the game, how much time did you spend at every move to check again the sacrifice and to check knight b5? Did you spend quite a bit of time?
Yes, because at the end I was in time trouble.
Okay.
Like I had 10 minutes to play like 25
Okay,
moves.
yes.
So yes, it took me time to.
So it looks like, yeah, once again, it's not the moment
Not
yet.
the moment, yes. So what? Maybe just. I don't know. We
What
don't
you
have
should do.
the engine. We cannot cheat.
Can we not cheat? I think if you
And it's
let me see,
cheat.
we should be able to cheat. No. Oh yes. There we go. So we're looking at the engine
Good.
now, and it looks like. Okay, the top move is not so obvious. Yeah. Bishop g5.
Bishop g5, yes, maybe because after castling you can play bishop take h7 check.
That is
so you
nice.
prevent black from castling. So
Yeah.
bishop g5 is also
Let's just
obvious.
show maybe why, because here if the
after knight takes, the
Mm.
bishop is not protected, so you can take bishop takes e7, and you have the
extra
you took a
pawn
extra
and
pawn,
the
yes.
attack and
Yes, true. Like,
everything.
you have a lot of things.
Mm.
So bishop g5. That was I played it later. It was also the idea to prevent black from castling.
Mhm.
Bishop g5, or even I think where
After bishop e7,
bishop e7, I can also play king b1.
which shows how good your position is, right? If you have
Yes.
time to make a quiet prophylactic move.
Yes.
Yeah.
The idea is also that I can take on e6, or if the sacrifice doesn't work, I can just go for g4, g5, and I have very strong attack. I have the two bishops, the queen, knight is not that far, rook can come and join the party, and
Basically, the black king will never be safe
never.
because it cannot stay in the center, and if it goes to the king side,
Yes.
yeah.
Come on, how do I?
Yeah, when I checked your game, I was a little bit jealous. I thought this looks like a very fun.
You wanted to play the
I
game?
wanted to play this game. I was like, lately my chess hasn't been so great, but I think if I was white here, I would be.
You would have very good ideas.
Yes.
So he played knight c5.
Mm.
It's interesting because it stopped all ideas on e6, protecting the pawn on e6. Here I was thinking at like crazy moves like bishop g6, but actually it just doesn't work after bishop e7. I have to go back home with bishop c2.
Pity, because it's a beautiful.
The idea of bishop g6 is just I play on the pawn on h7 is pinned, and the pawn on f7, I wanted to pin it to be able to take
now
on
you're
e6.
threatening knight e6, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the point is, after this, if I take, he can just take
Take,
on
yeah.
g6. So I don't want to trade the bishop, so I just played bishop c2. He still needs to play at least bishop e7 before castling, so he did bishop e7. I didn't want him to castle right now, so I played bishop g5, always with the same idea. If castle, I can take now. And there is this problem on h7. It's checkmate.
Yeah, it
Actually,
was. I mean, because this time around you can take on h7 because now the bishop on
Yes.
h7 is protected. But the problem is if he moves the knight from d7
Seven.
away, then suddenly it works this way around. So yeah, always this pressure against h7 was very, very hard to deal with for your opponent.
So he played rook d8. Here the computer says that I can play directly b4 because after this move I can go for rook take e6 with the same ideas like
As
in the game. I show you later. But I play king b1 so I can get rid of all the check with
no queen f4 to worry
queen
about.
f4, and if the knight moves there's no bishop take
Yes, with check.
g5 check. And here computer says that he has only one move, rook d7.
Very
hold the
hard
position.
to
to
find in a
yes.
game. Yeah. And even there, I mean, it's the only, but it's still quite a bad position for black.
I wasn't so, even if the attack doesn't work, if he castled, if he equalized, I was thinking that in long term
Yes.
I will he will be very bothered with his queenside pawns, so I could push and push and
Yes.
push and try to get him like this.
But you didn't need to do
No,
that.
happily, because here I had I had 26 minutes, and you feel that you have to take a decision. Like all your pieces are on the right
Ready,
squares,
yes.
they're ready, and the question is, okay, I can sacrifice 3 pieces on e6. Which one? the queen, the knight, or the rook? I tried the queen, but it doesn't work for sure. So then you have to ask yourself, the knight or the rook. I think both are okay, but the rook is what
Can
I
you
play.
tell us a little bit about your thought process in that moment? So you see you have all these different candidate moves to sacrifice on e6. What happens now? You have 26 minutes. Tell us a little bit about what happens in your mind at that moment.
So you're right, I have 26 minutes and we are move 17, move 18. So I was trying to find something concrete because if I am in time trouble in some, if it's not concrete, I won't have time to think, to calculate during the game. I was thinking at rook takes, at knight takes first, like after pawn takes, queen takes, but knight c7 was annoying because I have to go back with the queen, and then there's maybe not this move. Let's see.
Yeah, looks
They
like
say rook takes, queen or king takes, and
again
I
it
move
feels
back.
like we have lost a bit of momentum and
yes, I have 2 pawns for the pieces. The king is in the center, but you know, there's nothing concrete. I am a piece down for 2 pawn. He can fight, and it would be complicated. So I start to think at.
so you
rook
quite quickly discarded knight
Yes.
takes e6.
I went to rook takes e6, and I had idea. Remember, I told you I was already thinking at moves like bishop g6. The king is like trapped in the center. He has not a lot of squares because of the rook, the knight, and the bishop. And after pawn takes, knight takes, you see that there is ideas with the square on g6.
Yes.
And I win a tempo over the queen. And there are many ideas I can play. I will show you after. But like if there's not the pawn on h7, you see that this diagonal is very weak. And in another way, the pawn is pinned. And when I played rook takes e7, I thought after knight 7, it took me 15 minutes to play rook takes e7.
How were you
15 minutes.
feeling? What were your emotions when you played rook takes e6?
I was a little bit excited. I started to feel my heart beating, but I was like, you must play it.
Yeah.
If you think that's the right move, just do it. Don't be afraid.
Sometimes you have to rely on your instinct.
Yes,
right?
yes. So I was just like, you did everything to play play this move.
The whole
just
game
do it, do
led
it.
to this moment. Now is the
Yes.
time.
So I played it.
Mm.
And he could have played other moves, but you want to say to your opponent when you're black,
Yes.
like, just prove,
Yes,
does it really work?
of course.
And knight takes, I'm threatening the queen. So I was trying to see all different squares.
Mm.
For example, if he stays aiming the knight with the queen, I was thinking at bishop g6. That was my first idea.
Mhm.
You see, the king has no square, so you have to take. Queen takes here, and I take just here.
We check. Mhm.
And I'm an exchange up.
And the black king still very,
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 very weak, yes. Other idea. I was also thinking, first I was thinking at this kind of move, but he can
To
just
try
take
to
the knight.
checkmate,
Yes.
yeah.
And he have a room to escape.
Mm. Otherwise, it would be very nice.
Yes, yes, that would be very fun. But it's the same after queen takes c4, queen e5. I just play bishop
He's
g6
always
and I
looking
takes.
at your knight.
But he played queen c8,
Mhm.
and then it was just like
Were you now when you saw queen c8, did you get very excited?
yes, yes, yes. Because I knew that queen c8,
Yeah.
I had queen takes h7
Yeah.
immediately, and I played it. The idea is just like I want to play bishop g6 checkmate.
Let's just show it for the spectators.
If rook takes,
Mm.
I play bishop g6,
That
and
would
it's
be
checkmate. It's
a
beautiful. But he saw it,
Mm.
of course, and he made me a small gift.
Mhm.
Like, not small, it's a big gift. But it was very funny because I can play. I had two different moves to play. I can play bishop g6 or queen g6. Me, I'm just like, okay, I can play queen g6, but the natural move is not to give your queen first,
Yes.
just to play bishop. So I played bishop g6, and the first thing he told me at the end, just, why didn't you play queen g6? And
I understand him. I'm on his side. Why didn't you play queen g6?
it's just like you don't. I thought it was to respect my opponent. Like I already sacrificed the queen once. I won't do it another time.
Again.
Yes, but he was very, very nice because we went to analyze and he asked me like 5 times. But
Why?
why?
I mean, it's very sweet of him to allow it, right?
Yes, true. But it would have been very just for the pleasure. Like queen here. And this.
It would have been.
It would have been very beautiful.
But a checkmate is a checkmate. Anyway, Natasha, congratulations on
Thank
what
you.
was a very, very nice game. Thank you for showing it to us. Let's talk a little bit about the tournament because I know you're not a professional chess player. You actually have quite a busy
Yes.
professional life.
Yes, it's
We
true.
haven't chatted in a while, so I'm looking at her to make sure I'm up to date. So you don't have that much time, right, to play that many tournaments. You work in the medical field, so you're
Yes.
very, very busy. Especially a tournament like here, it's quite long, 10 days, to take 10 days out of your schedule. What made you choose Sitges?
So as we said earlier, I played Sitges during the world. I went here for the World Rapid Championship women team, and the place is very nice. It's sunny. People here are very, very nice. And I played the tournament twice. It's a very strong tournament. There's no rest day. Like I was saying, like when you come to this tournament, like everybody is dangerous.
Yes.
So you have to be very careful when you play. And it's a good, it's a good way to train. Like it's very, very strong. It's a strong tournament, one of the strongest in Europe. And another reason why I come to Sitges is that it's the only tournament for European where you can be on t-shirt.
Yes.
On December. In December. So the weather is beautiful. When you go to the playing hall, there is the sea. So it's very, very nice. The atmosphere is very nice.
And what has so far, I mean, we're only 3 days in, what has been your highlight you know, either in the tournament or outside of the tournament? Was there like a special moment? Did you take part in any of the activities?
No,
Not yet.
I didn't. I didn't.
But you're so busy also with the streaming.
Yes,
Because you are
yes.
streaming your
I am
games,
streaming.
right?
It's the first time that I do live streaming during a tournament, and I'm sorry my stream didn't work well, but tomorrow it will be better. So I try to fix things. I try to do it, and it takes time.
It's also a
unfortunately.
learning curve. I mean, I know
Yes.
that as I was going to say a streamer myself, I'm a bit of a retired streamer, but these things take time. What motivated you to start streaming, and how long have you been streaming for?
So I started streaming like a few years ago, but with work and my schedule is not very fixed, I couldn't do it. But I missed it. I missed it a lot. And I wanted to be back, and I hope that in few months I'll be able to stream more frequently again. I wanted to share it because I know that my viewers, they're few, but they're very, very nice. And I wanted to offer it to them.
It's nice to have that community,
Yes,
feel, right?
for sure.
What are your goals when it comes to streaming? And because I saw you also got lots more active here on Instagram, and maybe we should shout out your channels, actually.
Yes, why not?
So on Twitch it is...
My channel on Twitch
Say-
is WGM. You find
WGM?
it. GM Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. And on Instagram it is...
It's you can write my name.
just-
It's Peach, but it's not written this way. You can, if you write Natasha Ben, you can find me.
They should definitely give you a follow. And Natasha, we still have 5 minutes, so a bit more time to discuss. We talked about, you know, you work in the medical field. It's such a demanding profession. How do you manage to combine your work with your chess career?
That's very complicated, to be honest. I don't have time to train that much, but I don't know how I manage to keep my rating approximately with sometimes a better moment than other. But you know, it's like chess is always somewhere. Like when you take a train, you're in the bus, you always have a book, you always do tactical puzzle resolution, and it's never too far. And when I don't play chess, I miss chess. So
and that's actually very interesting. So you use those moments when you're in a bus, when you...
Yes.
And to do what? Do you play blitz games? Do you do puzzles? What do you do when you have a bit of time?
I'm more on puzzles because actually I'm not good on internet. I don't know why. I like long games. So when I blitz on internet, it's just I give pieces in one. So I prefer long games.
And what did your preparation for the Sitges tournament look like? What did you do?
I try to study my opening and do some tactical exercise mainly.
Do you work with a coach or do you work by yourself?
I'm in freelance. Just in freelance.
Do you feel for you it works well, or it would be helpful to have a coach?
It would be helpful to have a coach. Let's because it's very difficult when I come back from work. I'm exhausted, and I know that I need some help to get focused on chess. But my boyfriend, he plays chess, and we do studies, we watch position, exercise, we blitz together. So
Is he playing here?
No.
No, he's not here.
He's working.
Work always gets in the way.
Yes, unfortunately.
Let me ask you finally a little bit about your goals here. Did you come to Sitges with a specific goal in mind, or just play good chess?
I have some ideas behind. I will play for my team in the first French National League. So I want to be ready, even if it's in June. And I will play the French Championship in August, I hope. So I want to prepare those tournaments. Last time I played long games was in June,
Okay, quite a
last
long
year.
break.
Yeah, it's long break. So I want to be ready for my team. We have a very strong team, and I want to be part of this, like really part of the team, and to my my colleague my colleague
from the team
can count on me.
And France, I mean, has had some great results. I think, especially the women's team over recent years.
Yes, true.
An exciting time for the French teams. And well, Natasha, I'm very happy to see you here
Me too,
in Sitges. Such a pleasure having you. I think we are going to let you go now. We can see there are still some big games going on, but that's it from us. Natasha, thank you so much. We are now going to take a look at an activity which happened this morning, and I hope to see you at some other activities in the coming days. This morning there was a tortilla making masterclass, which I'm actually disappointed that I missed that, because I was still on a plane to come here when it happened. But let's take a look at what happened there, and after the video, Angelica will be taking over for the remainder of the highlight show. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys for more tomorrow, and do stay tuned. Thank you, Natasha.
Tiene cara de saber ese señor. Vale.
7 años haciendo tortillas con Cristian.
Y otro poco por... Vamos a batir los huevos.
Ahora.
Graba. Acá se ve que hay mano.
Que no le verás coger un... Luego me lo pasas, que se lo enseño a Alex. Un utensilio de cocina.
And put it inside the bowl with all the mix.
Too much of salt? Just a bit?
We put a little bit.
Esto sí que está caliente. Ok.
Sí. Está caliente.
Sacale que tiene punto de humo. Levántale la sartén.
Very hot.
Bien.
Can we reduce the heat?
Toda a la vez. Ajá, bien. Ok.
Cuidado,
¡Qué bien!
Vaya experta.
Mira, molde.
Fue el veredicto muy rápido. Fue muy rápido el veredicto. Sí, está un poco apagado.
Vale.
Los gatillos son un poco corruptos. He's never broken an egg in his life.
Carbonara, no, not good. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying. Toma.
Good. Ok. Vale, alguien. Tú. Muy bien.
This is the tongue. Hay que saber usar la lengua.
¿Ves? Es que hay que saber usarla, ¿eh? ¿Hola? Ok.
Watch out. And now throw it. No.
No.
¡Hola! Muy bien. Genial. Venga. Confianza, con todo. Vamos. Vamos. espectáculo. Muy bien.
Pero que era
¿Qué foto le has hecho a la tortilla? Te la he arreglado un poquito, va.
Bueno,
¿Y el premio?
sorry.
Welcome back, dear viewers, to Sitges, where the Sunway Sitges International Chess Festival is taking place. Here we are right now at the highlights of the round number 3, and I'm joined by one of the leaders after round 3, Jules Moussard, Grandmaster from France. Jules, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
How is it going for you? You have been playing in Sitges already before?
Yes.
How is this time?
I play every year. So this year the weather is not the best. I don't know what happened.
Oh no.
Sitges is always the sun and the blue sky.
Now
and
you're
this year is no sky.
You have to write a complaint.
Yes. But this year I win. Because usually there is blue sky but I lose. But this year it's the rain but I win. So I don't know what I prefer.
Yeah, it's of course winning is of course more important, definitely.
Yes.
And well, you played some interesting openings starting from round 1. Let's maybe shortly discuss why did you decide to go for it? Did you want to avoid
You
some
mean
preparation?
game 1?
Yes, exactly.
Game 1, yes. I wanted to stop any kind of prep because I saw briefly the games of my opponent and he looked like he knew what he was doing in the openings. So I just decided to play any move in the, like random moves, and it worked.
Yeah.
Then he didn't know what he was doing, and I won easily. And today, today is much more complex.
Yeah, and
the kid, 12 years old.
I've seen, and he actually yesterday he played in Blitz and he played quite well. I remember one of the endgame he played yesterday was this queen against queen and the rook, and he was like defending. Did you already know your pairing yesterday coming into Blitz tournament? Did you spectate how he was playing?
I was looking at him playing, and he completely tilted after he lost some endgame against Farouk Amonatov. I don't know his name exactly, but he was completely winning. But here he's good. He's good. So today I just chose some very boring and old opening that he probably didn't know, but he knew.
Okay, so let's jump into the game.
Yes.
If you can share some highlights, maybe
let's
shortly
go quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly here. Wait.
Where is
I
the
don't
mouse?
see the mouse.
Here it is. So now you can either click on the arrows or on the moves, how you want.
Okay. Yeah. So here he played this A5, which is good.
So was it all preparation from you?
Yes. So I knew this position, and I knew that I was going to play Bishop F8, and here many options for white, but he played Bishop A2. So I was not sure. I didn't see with engine, but takes is good, and now Knight C5, D5, and it's a weird position where the Bishop on A2 is very dead because of this pawn on D5, like the pawn chain here.
And also Knight on C3 is very weird, it's limited.
Knight on C3 is very weird. So in the game he has a lot of sacrifices, like Knight D5 with Bishop takes, combined sometimes with A6. You know, I have always to be careful of A6 because if I allow A6, then B7 gets weak, then C6 gets weak, then all
D5 is suddenly everything is getting weak.
Yes.
Have you always had to calculate the sacrifice? Knight D5, A6?
Yes. But it's okay for now. It's easy to calculate. Okay, let's move. Knight G5, King H8. Okay, I just stopped. You know, I was in some weird place with my king. I just move here, Bishop D7, develop.
Just
always
develop,
good.
Of course.
Always good. A6. Okay, I'm just sacrificing a pawn to move my knight away from C5.
The pawn is a pawn.
Pawn is free pawn, huh?
Especially in the endgame, very good.
Yes. Knight E6. Here. And here I just saw that I'm worse if he plays Bishop B1, which is a bit surprising, but he wants to move the knight and then play C3 and then attack.
Oh.
So it's very weird position. I very hard to understand because I'm a pawn, but my knight is weird. I have no idea what to think about this position.
Also, there was only, I think, one pawn traded, right? So like
Yes.
all material is on the board, and I think you don't have so much space. Yeah, and bishop on d7.
Yeah, but my pieces are out. My bishop is good defender.
Mm-hmm.
It's not useless.
But there is some compensation for white.
Yes, because he can attack. He has a lot of space. And one day, if he moves the knight and pushes c3, and the queen comes to c2, it's mate.
Yeah,
So I
of
thought I will
course.
have a lot of counterplay with this move, but I didn't see. I only thought about this takes, knight moves, and then my knight comes to d5, and I would be fine. But okay. But here he played f5, and I got to liquidate a little. Take c5 now. My bishop is coming to c6, and I have huge counterplay everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, so this
Before-
f5 was a moment where it all turned around, and you have bishop
But he has
pair.
little time.
Ah, of course.
I was
of
playing
course.
fast, you know.
You're pushing.
Because
Is it-
yesterday I saw him playing the blitz,
Mhm.
and he was a bit shaky on little time. So I thought I will press on the clock.
So yesterday you had the psychological analysis of
Yes.
him during the Blitz
Of course,
tournament.
yes.
Now you come back fully prepared.
course.
Amazing.
Yes, queen c7, bad move, of course. Okay, here I can show some lines because I wanted to take first.
Mhm.
But now he takes, and not so clear. Not so clear.
Yeah, like he has this 3 pawn standing, looks like
Yes.
hanging, but
Yes, it looks like I'm 2 pawns up, but it's hard for me to find moves here.
yeah, because e6 is a threat.
Yeah,
How do you
e6
stop
can
it?
come. One day h4 and bring the rooks on the h file. It's not easy. A computer says I'm worse, which is insane to me. At least first. So g5, I had to switch my plan and I played f6. And here he's still fine, but he panicked with knight h4. And then it's more or
Yeah,
less
and then you're
winning.
fully defended with queen on g7,
Yeah.
and your bishops are so strong.
Yeah, it's still not so easy, but okay. Here I had
And
a lot of
here-
options.
Okay, he cannot take because bishop c5.
Yes.
Okay.
Play king h2, bishop b4. Here I just had to calculate the line, but it's not so hard. Bishop b4, he has to take. Now I pin. Now he plays queen d4. But I counter attack on the queen.
You
He
still
move-
pin the rook attack.
Moves the queen, so now it's like the very big pin.
The royal pin, yeah?
The royal pin. The biggest pin you can see in
Amazing.
chess. Okay, to put more pressure on the big pin. f6, take, still pin. Okay.
And all well calculated and the
Yes,
victory.
but bit shaky at some point this game.
And Jules, I mean, how is it important to win these first few rounds? Because of course, looking at the rating, you're playing against lower rated players, but I think it's always much more difficult to prepare against such an
Yes, and
opponent.
it's never easy to play against these players. Every year you can see that there are a lot of upsets in the first 2-3 rounds, always. So if you get a good start and you play at least players that you know and you know their level, because like this kid, you don't know, he can be 2500 or okay, I think he's more or less at his rating now, you know.
You
But
never
still,
know the real
You never know,
strength.
yes. Like my opponent on the first round, he was like winning against 2500s like frequently.
Incredible.
So
So you have to be always careful.
Yes,
And I have a final question to you, Jules, before you go. Do you have you participated in side events? I think you played yesterday the Blitz, right?
No, I didn't. play.
You were just
I
spectating
was
there.
looking. Yes.
Ah, sneaky.
I just look.
So are you planning to participate in some side events, side activities?
Maybe yes.
Which
But
ones?
I'm staying with my friend and she's always playing very late. So I wait for her to have dinner and then it's too late to play
But
the
in
Blitz.
the morning, then you probably
morning,
prepare for the game.
morning, no,
No.
morning difficult.
But are we going to see you at the party, at the most important party?
Party, yes, probably yes.
Yes.
Big chance.
Before the rest day.
More chance than in the morning.
Okay, thank you so much
Okay,
for
thank
your
you.
time
Thank
and
you.
best of luck to you, and hopefully we'll
Thank
see
you.
you more. And now I think let's zoom in on the board, see which games are still ongoing. As we are saying, the highlights show of the round. Many games have already finished, but some are still happening. I see that this is a board 5 which is being played. There are 2 extra pawns for black. It's rook and knight against rook and the bishop. And pawns are marching. Pawns are going forward. And if I am not mistaken, it is it might be one of the upsets of the round because... Oh no, sorry. It's black Lidi is playing with the black pieces. I just thought that his opponent was having black pieces. Of course, Lidi won. He was having the black pieces in this position. And with that, we can say that almost all favorites won in the round 3. So we have seen in the first, second, and third rounds, the favorites are leading. They went. And well, one of the favorites who won today, very beautiful game with me is Felix, international master from Romania. Ilnica, is correct your name?
Ilnica, yeah.
Ilnica, sorry. Yeah. Felix, it's a pleasure to have you here. You're currently on 3 out of 3, is it correct?
Yeah, thank you.
Yesterday you had a very nice game and with this bishop h7, sacrifices and so on. Today, I don't think it might be even better game.
Yeah,
how are you feeling after playing such brilliances?
Yeah, I'm quite proud of my games. I think they were quite interesting and beautiful. But yeah, maybe the level wasn't perfect, but they were very interesting, yeah.
And Felix, it's very interesting because many players are saying you shouldn't combine playing blitz or even bullet, in the classical tournament. But for you, you played in the bullet in the first... After the first round, you won. Dear viewers, Felix won the bullet tournament in Sunway Sitges. Congratulations on that. And then the second and third round, producing such brilliant games. How would you approach that?
Yeah, I think that bullet and blitz are not so bad for classical chess. Obviously, over the board, I think it's much better than online. I think there are no problems, playing bullet, I think.
And also many players are saying that this tournament here in Sitges is kind of like a chess vacation, where you're also having all the side events and participating. And you also played yesterday Blitz, so you're taking part in all the side events here.
Yeah, it's very fun. Yeah, I want to win the pentathlon. That's why.
That's your plan. Yeah. Wow, that's really nice. So here is the game. I would like to start from the very beginning, just going a bit slowly and starting from the opening. Like, how far was the preparation there?
I think until rook b1.
If you want, you can also use the mouse and show the moves. So, and.
d5.
We were just having, Jules here in the studio, and he said, okay, first rounds are always tricky, and we see the strengths, if we look at the rating, the strengths is not such a big one, 100 points, anything can really happen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But your opponent was a bit older. Did it also play some role in the preparation?
I think he was very well prepared, yeah. I was expecting him not to be so well prepared. he played this Taras, which is quite solid, CD5. Here in bishop g5, bishop b6. a3 is quite interesting, preventing c4, c4. So he played knight c6, the best move, c3, c4, and now...
I wanted to ask you about this c4 move, is it because usually, when you push c4, it's also a committing move because there is no longer the pressure on the d4 square, or how would you approach this position?
Yeah, he wants to gain space, maybe a6, b5 at some point. That's the idea, but I think with bishop f6, which is quite a good move because the queen is quite a bit misplaced on f6, and then I play g3 when I want to put some pressure on this d5 pawn. I want to put some pressure on bishop g2, maybe some knight g1, knight e2 ideas also.
And it looks like so far, so everything is looking positional. I wonder when did it start get so sharp?
Okay, so this bishop d6, bishop g2. Castle, rook f8. I think he's playing the best moves in my preparation. Now play this knight h4.
So far everything is a preparation, and h4 move is a preparation.
H4. I want to play knight d5, and then he plays h6. Now knight d2. Oh, no, sorry, b3 first. If cb3, I think you can just play queen b3 and the
even
d5
more
pawn.
pressure.
Yeah. I think white is slightly better here, So he plays knight a5, which is a good move, knight a5. Now I have to I have to play knight d2 and then bc4. Then he plays bishop f8, good move. He protects the d5 pawn. Then take rook b1, and I have some idea of rook b5. The b7 pawn is also hanging. I think this position is quite unclear because also my pawn on a3 is quite weak.
And he also has a bishop pair with I mean, it's halfway open center because you still have central pawns, but he doesn't have. So maybe in that regard also maybe a bit easier to use his bishops, although your bishop is stronger than any of his bishops.
Yeah, it's very strong, my bishop.
Really tough to evaluate the position.
Yeah, it's really unclear. And so I think I wanted to play f4 at some point to use my kingside majority. Yeah, that's why. And he plays this rook a-b8, which is also the best move. Yeah, rook a-b8.
Just defending everything. Yeah. And now he wants to play b6.
Yeah, or maybe 2 takes to the pawn. Yeah, at some point the pawn on a3.
Knight b3.
Yeah. So maybe I can play a4, yeah, to just move the pawn, but then the b4 square is a little bit more weak. Yeah, very very unclear play, I think.
And you know, it's of course very interesting position because the pawn structure is so different. He has these 2 pawn islands. At the same time, the c pawn is a bit isolated, so b pawn is not yet defending, and for like short time at least cannot defend with b5. But at the same time, you have this only 1 pawn on a3, which is kind of hanging, but also not hanging at the same time. And this beautiful V-shaped pawn structure. Could you tell us more about this pawn structure? How were you approaching it? And also, did you also it looks like you have a center, but at the same time you cannot really push e4.
Yeah, I can never push e4 or d5 because my knight is hanging on the d4 pawn. So yeah, I wanted to play f4 to use my kingside majority, then to play maybe f5, knight e4 to put some problems. So I started with rook b5, I think. f4 immediately, I think he can't. a4. I think he could take on a3 maybe. No, queen a4 I had always. Maybe f4 immediately, I think. Maybe bishop. Yeah, queen g6, taking the pawn on g3, and then king h2, maybe queen d3, yeah. And he enters with the queen, and my e3 pawn is hanging, the knight is hanging. So yeah, I have to calculate here, so maybe I think rook b5 or threatening the knight, and maybe to push f5, but he has also queen d3 now.
It's interesting, you have a light squared bishop, but still your light squares are weak in the position. And of course, the pawn on e3, knight on c3. So how did you decide to go on then? First starting with rook b5.
I started with rook b5.
Makes a lot of sense. Now f4 is a threat.
Yeah, if b6, now f4. If queen g6, now I can push f5, yeah. Queen g6, now I can push f5, and just winning, yeah. So b6, f4 with it, yeah. Yeah, now he finds this very good move, yeah, queen e7, which I missed. Yeah, queen e7 is very good. So I was threatening maybe f5 and knight e4.
Could you explain why was it important, this queen e7 move, or why was it so good?
Yeah, the queen here is quite misplaced. Yeah, maybe I want to play knight e4, f5, and then rook e5, yeah. And then, for example, if he plays maybe a6, I can push rook, I can play rook e5, and then knight e4, f5, and so his pieces are very misplaced. Yeah.
So basically, pieces are standing and waiting for your pawns to attack them. All right. So yeah, interesting approach. But he didn't play it, or he did.
He played queen e7.
He played found
it. Very good move. He's also maybe threatening to play queen a3 and or bishop d7. Yeah, when my pawn on a3 is hanging. Yeah, the position is quite complex. Yeah, maybe f5 is possible, but bishop d7, rook e5, queen a3.
And now it's the moment where position is getting very concrete, right? You have to calculate all those lines, because if you just give up a pawn and you don't get an attack, then it's very tough for you how to come back, and you might even lose in the end game. So
yeah, I considered this move, but I didn't want to sacrifice the pawn on a3. That's why I played a4 first. A4, which then engine doesn't like so much. But yeah, a6 is a good move. A6, rook e5, and I also play this f6, a good move. Rook e4 and queen d7. Yeah, with the idea of bishop f5. Well, my position not so good. Maybe the engine was recommended f5, bishop takes. g4, but seems very, very strange. Yeah.
But it also feels a little bit like artificial. You have to find all those moves, and that's why when we see engine suggestions, it's like basically on the nuances, it's all somehow working out together. But he didn't find this a6 first, and then bishop f5. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't so easy. So yeah, he played bishop d7 first, which is also quite logical. Yeah, threatening my rook and the pawn a3, but I can play rook e5 tempo. Yeah, rook e5, queen a3. I also thought queen b4, but here I can play maybe knight e4, and I think I have a lot of attack.
Oh, looks great. Yeah, the knights are jumping in. Now finally the center is working out, and as I think everyone was taught, control over the center is very important, and looking like all your pieces are controlling the center, and none of his pieces is doing so.
Now I think, for example, if f6, maybe I can play knight d5 and then sacrifice it. I think it's just on f6. Yeah, knight d5 and knight f6. Seems very good, yeah.
Oh, nice. And
so he played queen a3, which is the best move. Okay, queen a3, threatening the knight.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, here I
Yeah.
can play knight b1 or knight e4.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Against
and
knight
now?
e4, yeah, I think there was f5 and then knight g5, great move when is everything very complex. Yeah.
But also, I think for him it's very difficult to face this position because he always has to be ready for sacrifices.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you're trying to go for material, you're not sure you're getting attack or you're getting checkmated. What is going on?
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. And you know, like whenever computer, I mean, like we see evaluation bar, computer is saying, you know, just equal. You know,
Yeah.
somehow it's equal, but
Yes.
to me it looks like a game like for. I mean, it can be also for 3 results, but mainly for 2. Like. Either black is winning a pawn and winning the endgame, or
Yeah.
you're attacking and
Yeah.
checkmating, as happened in the game.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's very unclear. Yeah, the position is very unclear. So yeah, knight e4, f5, knight g5 was interesting because I have some threats. Bishop d5 check. Seems like g6 is the only move now.
Yeah, it's very scary to go into this position. But maybe if you find like all the defending moves,
Yeah, I thought
even in classical, it's tough.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
it's very strange. I thought bishop c6, but it's just losing bishop c6, queen c2 would move, and I have some threats. Yeah.
oh, you're just coming in and checkmating.
Yeah.
Two weak light squares for him. So what happened in the game?
In the game I played knight db1 because I wasn't sure. Yeah, but also he can play maybe other moves. Yeah, apart from f5. So I played this knight db1 when I threatening the queen. Yeah. Okay, my knights are a little bit strange, but I have some idea like queen h5, bishop d5.
But also at the same time, he's facing now a decision to keep the queen on the queen side or to go back and defend.
Yeah.
And I think here he made a mistake. I think,
No, the engine thinks that queen b3 is a good move, but the queen is doing nothing on the queen side. So then I have a lot of attack.
I would be really afraid to make this move. Like if I have this position in the game, just letting the attack going. Okay.
Yeah, queen b3. Now queen h5, good move. Yeah.
The computer is finding the draw everywhere somehow.
Yeah, bishop a4, which is fun. Yeah, now if g6, yes, yeah, if g6 I can play queen f3 and I can push at some point h5 or f5. Yeah, if bishop a4, which is the best move, I can play bishop d5, yeah. Maybe rook d5, knight d5. When I think I still have some attacking chances, yeah, but it's very unclear.
Yeah, looks like a great position like to attack. Again, computer saying everything is clear, while you know rook, knight, and the bishop and the queen are all on the queen side, not really participating in defending the king. There is only one bishop standing. I would be really scared for black, like playing this position with black.
Yeah, it's very unclear. So he played bishop d6, which is a mistake, yeah, because he's not threatening my rook. Yeah, engine says that I can even play g4. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, basically there is not a threat.
Yeah. So now I enter with on my PC, yeah, bishop d5, threatening bishop f7.
So was this, you think, a final mistake, like bishop d6?
Yeah, I think bishop d6 is the final mistake.
And bishop d5 was a brilliant move, is a brilliant move according to computer. So basically letting your rook hang, but of course looks very logical because we can try to look at the line, what happens after bishop takes, because then you immediately open the f file.
If bishop e5, I was thinking bishop f7, and then fe5, and can play e6 maybe. I have a bishop and a pawn, yeah, and I have.
And you can have rook f6, is it?
Yeah, rook f6 also an idea with queen h6, yeah, ideas, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Looking great. We see meanwhile on the screen that some of the last games are finishing in the playing hall. Okay, so he didn't take your rook because of course f7 is hanging, so he has to kind of defend it. Did he play a rook f8?
Yeah, rook f8 protecting the pawn. Yeah.
Okay, very logical move. Computer hates it. Well, what if not rook f8? What should have he done?
Yeah, maybe I think that his position is quite bad now. Yeah, he can play bishop e5, but then bishop f7, yeah, and f5, or king h8, which leads to the same. Yeah, bishop takes. Yeah, I don't see any good defense for him here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like what computer is always offering these moves. You know, in other at least to get some material and suffer and
Yeah.
try to defend. And
Yeah.
but for human perspective, like giving up your dark squared bishop, which would defend the king in return for attack, of course, doesn't make sense. Okay, rook f8 looks logical, and I think here is like
F8.
another stunning move is coming.
Yeah, rook e5.
This was a moment where like I was really amazed to see this move. Yeah, rook g5, and it's working out.
Yeah.
Let's go into the like deeper in the lines. So first I thought that if takes on g5, then you take with the f pawn.
F pawn, yeah, and then I
Yeah.
have threats on f7 and then g6, like take. I can play g6 and I have mating threats.
You have g6, rook f6, maybe like everything happening.
Yeah, I don't know how should he defend here.
Yeah, the queen is too far. One more time, dear viewers, look at the very instructive moment. Yeah, the queen b3 earlier. Computer was saying, "Oh, it's such a great move, you know, best move of the computer."
Queen b3 and knight on e5. Yeah, they are not doing anything. These pieces, yeah.
And of course, if black would be in time to defend, it would be amazing. Then, because pawn on a4 is hanging, great endgame. But yeah, in this position is the big trouble for black, definitely.
Yeah, it seems very hard.
So he cannot take, and he played a bit
Bishop
weird
e7,
move. Okay, bishop e7. Okay, bishop e7 was fine, right?
Bishop e7.
I mean, not fine, but relatively fine.
Here I have a lot of moves yet to win. Rook g6, queen h6. Yeah, a lot of moves. Yeah.
Just choose any, like basically.
Yeah, I think rook g6 is quite simple. Yeah, I want to take queen h6. Or with the rook,
or rook h6, depending what he's doing. Yeah. Here I was thinking, what will happen if bishop e6 will be played?
Yeah, bishop e6 I think maybe was quite a good defense. Bishop e6. How should I take? Yeah, queen h6, bishop f6. I'll have to find some. I was thinking maybe bishop e6 is maybe easy advantage. Yeah, f6 and f5. I don't know. I open all the position. Yeah.
You're just opening up everything. Yeah. One more time, like if queen would be somewhere like on b4, it would immediately go and defend. But now there is no chance. This is crazy. Yeah, how fast the position can get so bad. Yeah, and two brilliant moves in a row, as computer is saying, bishop d5 and then rook g5. Yeah. Okay, so he went for rook b8 in the game.
Yeah,
I think he resigned a move after.
Yeah, 2 moves after.
Two moves after.
I think here I had a quicker mate. Yeah, rook 8, just queen e5. Yeah, everything is pinned. Yeah.
Oh, he cannot defend. Faster mate. Yeah.
Yeah. I think rook.
So it was
h6 also works, but okay.
Yeah. Okay, mate in 9 versus mate in 6. But yeah, no, of course it's straightforward here. Okay, we can. This is how the game finished, right?
No, he took queen g6, queen h8, queen h6, king g8, and bishop e4, if f5, bishop d5, yeah, and queen g6.
Yeah. Oh, very beautiful game. I want to ask you, Felix, how comparing all the rest of the games you played, game today and game yesterday, like would you put them like in, I don't know, top 10 of your best games?
Yeah, this one for sure. Yeah, I think
today.
Yeah, today I think it was very beautiful game. Yesterday maybe I had some more games similar. Yeah, similar games like. But okay, yeah, they are very nice. Yeah, very nice.
And talking about Sunway chess tournament, you're saying you want to participate in all time controls and try to win it. It's very ambitious. Have you played here before, or generally in Spain?
Yeah, I usually play in Spain or maybe in Valencia, nearby my home. Yeah, it's my first time.
You live in Spain? Oh, sorry, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
You live in Valencia?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. So you also speak Spanish then?
Yeah, I speak Spanish.
For how long have you been living in Spain?
I was born in Spain, but yeah.
But you're playing still for Romanian Federation?
Yes.
Oh, that's very interesting. And does Spanish Federation try to bring you?
Well, I left it. Okay, I left the federation.
Okay, I see. And so in Sitges, it's first time for you playing,
my first time,
and other tournament in Sitges, and of course in Spain, since you live, are you participating also in Spanish championships or?
No, I can't because I'm
because of the federation. Yeah. And then do you play in Romanian championships?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, usually.
Did you get what was your so far like best results? Not necessarily in Romanian championship, but generally in the events, in the tournaments.
I would say that my personal best result was the international master. Apart from that,
of course, it's amazing.
I had some good tournaments, maybe some teams league or something. But yeah.
But so far looks like a great result in
Yeah.
Sitges. And I want to ask you a couple of questions more. How is it like you're staying in the same hotel, right? You're playing
Yes,
here and staying. How is the atmosphere? How do you like it? I mean, and the playing hall, because I think like this is a highlight of the whole tournament. When it's first time for me also here. When I saw it, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I think it has very good views. Yeah, the playing hall.
I was told, I was told when the round starts, everyone is looking outside of the window because there is a sunset at the same time, and it's very beautiful. Does it help you in some way to play better chess and deliver beautiful moves than we see in the game?
No, it's very beautiful, but yeah, I think it doesn't help me, but it's very nice. Yeah, very nice to play.
Great. Okay, Felix, thank you for your time. We wish you best of luck, and hopefully we'll see some other brilliances and bring you here, and also best of luck to win the, how was it called one more time?
Yeah, it's just pentathlon. Yeah.
Pentathlon. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much,
Thank
Felix.
you very much.
Thank you. And dear viewers, let's take a look at the playing venue to see if some games are still ongoing. And by the way, I see here Alexandra Samaganova. She is a fellow streamer, content creator from Kyrgyzstan, and she is still playing her game. I know that she have had some nice results in the tournament. She played against stronger opponents, and she managed to score a draw in the earlier rounds. Now, as I can see in this position, it looks like the queen endgame, and as I know it, many rook endgames are drawn, as well as many queen endgames are getting drawn, because there is always opportunity to deliver a perpetual check. And while we're talking here, I received another special guest in the studio. So here I am joined by Mikhail Manosri, or Jakobsen. Manosri, sorry. You're FIDE master, right? FIDE master.
Exactly.
And it's very interesting. I was talking earlier that we don't have so much upsets, but today you are one of the person delivering upsets, having like 200 points less.
It was only 100.
Only
and
100.
I also feel stronger than 22.95, so maybe not so much.
Not so much, yes. But still, amazing game and great result.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
First of all, your emotions after this victory, because any win, of course, is great. And you're now out of 3 out of 3, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I feel I'm happy with the win, but still I think when I play such a guy with 2400, I feel like it's a 50-50. And also I'm white, so maybe I should have some small advantage.
Yeah, of course. Everyone always loves to play with white pieces. Before you jump into the game, so how often you're playing in Spain, or is it your first time in Sitges? Please tell.
It's my first time in Sitges, but I've played I think 4 or 5 times in Spain now. I played a lot of open tournaments, and in Spain there's lots of opens to play.
So Spain is a perfect chess location for you to go.
I think so, because also there's many more tournaments after this tournament if you really want to play chess.
Which one comes after this?
Like there's Roquetas in
also
January,
in Spain.
And Sevilla after that, if you want to play some more
So you
chess.
can play for a whole month, basically.
Exactly.
That's perfect. What else do you want, right, to play chess?
Yeah.
And okay, let's jump into the game. And I was, by the way, when I looked at the boards and the pairings, it was very funny that you were playing on board 14, was it?
Yeah.
And on board 13 there was a player with the same name.
Yeah.
Is he your friend?
Yeah, he's my good friend. We're staying at the same apartment with some other friends, some French guys and one more Danish friend. And also we played in the, what's it called, the World Championship in Rapid and Blitz for teams in London.
In London.
And we played on the same team.
Oh,
so
amazing.
we're quite good friends.
So you're getting used to play close to each
exactly,
other.
because we have the same rating also.
And he was also playing white pieces, right?
Exactly.
All right, so let's jump into the game, and you can start with the opening. Like, you can say how far was your opening preparation, or what was the first critical moment?
Actually, I didn't prepare this opening today because I didn't expect it. I looked at something else for like 1 hour, but still I knew this line because I've checked it many times before. So this is all normal. And then this queen b6 idea, it can become very complicated, I think. These lines, for example, when he goes like he did, a5, and then he's threatening to trap my knight with a4, so I have to prevent that. And then a4, and you just get a very unusual position here. So okay, I knew all these moves, and this. It's also very forced because I have to defend all the threats. And as you can see, he also blitzed all the moves, so he had looked at this line earlier today.
So all of it is preparation, because the to me position looks extremely sharp.
Completely random.
It's like so tough. Like anytime you have to consider this knight of f2 jump, is it working out?
Every time you have to sacrifice the exchange.
Oh. So there are more to it, more deeper lines to it.
Also, like in the game, let's see. So d5.
Sorry to interrupt. We just now saw a result, by the way, in that queen endgame. I was telling earlier many queen endgames are ending in a draw, but that one, unfortunately, Alexandra lost. I mean, there were like 3 pawns against 2 pawns, but I think it was a very strong pawn there in the endgame. I think it's one of the last games, by the way, in the tournament. Okay, let's continue. Sorry.
Actually, I want to say one of my friends, he also played a queen endgame where they had 7 pawns each, and it was just completely drawn against the lower rate. Like Mikkel, my friend next to me, he was playing that yesterday, but he still managed to win somehow.
And you played close to each other previous rounds also from the starting from the and you have been winning together since then.
Until
so it's a
today.
team power.
Until
because today he lost.
It was not a good game, but
what to do? This is chess. Okay, so d5, he tries to open up the position and also bring the bishop out.
Yeah, exactly. So what I remember is that after all these weird moves, then the position is like white is up a pawn, but the computer says it's equal. But okay, black has a lot of squares, like the dark squares, they're very weak. And then there was this idea, he takes here and knight e3, and then I remember there's some exchange, like for example here I take on c6, and he can take on f1 if he wants. And then I'll play some...
can you take on b7 with intermats, or how is it?
No, but then play knight d5.
With
takes
a knight,
f1, knight d5.
97 threat.
Yeah, exactly. And he has problems defending all his undeveloped
and
pieces.
also his knight on f1 is trapped. He cannot get out.
Yeah, true.
So basically it looks like you give up a rook, and also you can postpone taking the knight.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is all I remember, basically. I just remember, okay, black cannot take on f1 because it's so bad, like white's pieces are so active.
Looking at the time consumption, it looks to me that he was ready for it.
Yeah, exactly. So he also knew what he was doing, and he took here. And then I had my first think, because I couldn't remember what is the most precise. I was contemplating like rook f4 and rook f3.
Yeah,
and then I decided to play rook f3 because it's threatening the knight. But later I kind of regretted it, because I remember rook f4, then I can at least swing the rook sometimes, and the knight doesn't matter so much on e3.
Okay.
He will take on g2 anyway. Okay, so I played rook f3, and maybe actually it confused him, I thought, because now he took.
This is actually a good thing. Yeah, once you're out of preparation, you play some strange move. Okay, your opponent might think, okay, maybe it's not the best move, but at the same time he has to figure out what to play.
Exactly. And he just blitzed this bishop g4, and I thought it was a bit weird move at first, because I think you should do something with the knight before you commit your bishop, and maybe your bishop is better on e6 instead.
So for example, you were expecting knight e5, or
something like that. Because now I get the rook where I wanted it to be in the first place. So now I get rook f4.
Rook f4, of course.
And then he
with a tempo also.
Yeah, exactly. And he played this bishop h5 very quickly as well, and I thought, okay, this cannot be right.
Wait. Is the bishop what is happening there? Oh.
Yeah, there'll be some problems very quickly. And I thought, okay, when he played it so quickly, and I thought, okay, what is he doing? Like, there'll be some trouble
Double
on f6
forks,
now.
I see. Oh,
but still, it was not so easy to see that it won immediately. So, okay, I spent maybe like 15 minutes or something, and then I decided to go for the line.
How long did he spend on bishop h5?
I think he spent like maybe 1 minute, like 1 minute bishop g4, 1 minute bishop h5.
Yeah, when you have this knights close jumping, you have to, dear viewers, you have to always look out for the knights.
Yeah,
watch out, definitely.
It's a good pattern to know, like when you see, oh, there's a fork on f6, and both my knights I'm pointing on f6. So I just thought,
And
okay,
also
there
rook
must
is
be.
pointing there because if queen goes back to d8, you always have this fork.
And also I activate the queen a little bit because in the game he had to go queen d8 and then knight f6 and take. And then he goes here. And for example, I could blunder. If I took on h5, then there's queen d5 and then the knight is hanging. But I saw that, so I thought...
So you didn't blunder.
Yeah. Okay, actually I saw I could take on h5 first. And then I thought, oh, I'm winning like material. But then I saw queen d5 and then I thought, okay, I have to think a little bit longer then. And then I found queen c3. And it's not so easy to cover the diagonal against the queen.
By the way, how are you doing it? Because the threat is obviously knight h5 with a check, or at the moment you have also knight d7. You have so many knight jumps.
Yeah, exactly. And I already have like 2 pawns for the piece. And he has a weak king. So
maybe queen is, but no, queen e7, knight d5, queen e5. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I thought
It's
maybe
very
some knight d4 and then just go into an endgame with like 2 pawns down.
Oh.
But okay, he played the other, maybe the best line, bishop g6. And here I fought again for a long time because I thought there was like many winning ways. I was looking at knight d7 and rook h4 mostly. So I thought knight d7, then he should go f6, and then I will play knight takes f8, queen takes f8, rook takes f6.
If you want to, I can just quickly put it in
knight
position.
d7,
So knight d7, f6, knight f8.
Yeah, queen takes, and rook f6, and you have to go queen g7 because I'm threatening mate.
Yes.
And now maybe just double and just be completely dominating with all the pieces. So I thought, okay, this was also a winning attempt.
But then you went for...
yeah, I went for the other line because it got more simplified.
Because you managed to trade the queens or not yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
And also I'm threatening to just take all his pieces now. So he almost has to play queen a5 and trade the queens. So I saw this when I played rook h4. And then I have this intermezzo.
Oh, beautiful.
And also he has a problem taking back on f8. Like, if you take with the rook, I take the pawn, and if he takes with the king, I can go rook h8.
So he has to take with the rook?
Yeah, and then he loses one more pawn, so I have like 4 pawns, rook versus 2 light pieces.
Of course, if you look at those two positions, with queens and without queens on the board, and with so many pawns, so you have basically you're not an exchange, but rook for 2 pieces with
4 pawns.
4 pawns,
yeah. Extra. It's so good. But still, now it's a matter of technique, so...
You have to convert.
Yeah, exactly. That's the hard part. That's when you play such a strong player, they always try to be resistant, like very tough defense.
Yes.
Okay, but I thought, okay, at some point I should just target the weakness and push my pawns to limit his pieces.
And what was your thought process here? What was your plan in this endgame? Like, did you want to trade the rooks? Did you wanted to keep 2 rooks in the position?
So generally, I think it's when you have like 2 rooks versus 1 rook, it's good to trade 1 pair of rooks because then there's less counterplay. And as you'll see in the game, he actually got some counterplay with his rook, and it was quite annoying. And maybe that's why you see the time I have like 20 minutes versus like 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Because he played so quickly because he knew he's losing, but at least he can play on the time as well.
Yeah, very interesting that he got basically like theoretically lost and practically lost position. Okay, some practical chances are there to hold, but with 1 hour on the clock. Yeah.
And I think it's for him it's a good strategy to just play on the time because he know he's lost. So just play quickly and maybe the opponent will blunder in time trouble.
It is possible, definitely.
Yeah, but I knew we also had played a lot of moves, so we were close to move 40.
Yeah.
So that's why I spent, I think it was this point, maybe I spent like 20 minutes or something. Yeah, so I spent like 20 minutes here because I was a bit unsure. Because now I have to allow rook f1 at some point, and then he gets some activity.
Yes.
But still it should be winning. So I figured, okay, I still have to limit all his pieces.
Yeah, his rook got active, as you were saying.
And then he's trying to get some, like if I go king g2, he'll go back to e1 and be annoying.
Yes, so you have to give a check and defend.
And defend.
Yeah.
And then again, like he could play some knight g6 and maybe, oh, he did an king e3. And I thought maybe rook f1 was interesting to get knight f4 and then maybe something. But he just chose to go to a1 and trade the weaknesses. But now I think it's much easier because now I have the pass c pawn and
d pawn, like
it's so
whatever
good.
you choose.
Yeah. And his bishop is actually limited by all my pawns and rooks.
Yeah, it's a very tough position to face, of course, and then defend.
So I thought, okay,
if you would play here with black, like out of let's say 100 games, do you think you would defend some? Okay, let's say around the same elo.
If I met the same, I think it's like 0 chance almost. There's like so many ways to
maybe
win
one
this.
game.
Yeah, maybe one game. Yeah, a draw.
A draw, yes.
So I tried to trade the rooks because then it's much easier. Also because I want to go. Actually, I played in this position. I played rook b1. I played rook b1 first and then rook b5 because I want to go behind the pawn and then push the c pawn. So okay, I think maybe it transposes on the live. Okay, it does. So now I'm threatening to trap the rook with like rook a1 and king d4.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think there was some weird moves here. I can see.
Sorry, you can put the correct, or you can just go for to the position.
It doesn't
which
matter so much. It's just some small.
It's
tactics.
a matter of technique. Yeah.
So I played rook a1 and just allowing him to take on c4 because then I can trade the rooks because it's much easier without the rooks. Like this rook on c3 is so annoying. So I played this, and now I can get the trade if I want. Okay, so you see this is a blunder. But I didn't play that.
Okay. It was not played. Yeah.
So he played. Actually, he played knight c6 here.
Yes.
So it was like this. But maybe we'll get some transposition.
Yeah, we can just pretend there was not.
Yeah.
We got it.
So now I got the perfect endgame. Like he has no rook, there's no counterplay. So now I just have to push my pawns and slowly improve the position. And I think it was quite easy just pushing everything.
You have H passer, you have D passer, you decide what you want to push.
Exactly. So now you see all my pawns are improved on the 4th rank and my rook is very good and his pieces cannot do anything. So now it's optimal, so I have to bring the king. That's the last piece to activate.
I feel like it's a big pleasure to play such position. You cannot really mess up unless you put the king and the rook on the same color of the squares, and then.
I think there was a point where he could do that, but it was some tactic.
Of course. There is always you can do it. Whenever the knight is on the board, you have to always watch out.
Yeah, so he's trying to get a fork somewhere now.
So you're bringing to c5, very professional, not going immediately, not allowing any checks.
No counterplay. Because I think if I played d5 too early, he could block on e5, put a knight on e5 and then have some fortress.
Yes.
So now, okay, in the end I got some nice tactics. Because I get to sacrifice the rook and then he cannot stop the pawn.
The pawn is unstoppable. Yeah, well, a great game. And talking shortly about the previous games, I didn't have a chance to look, unfortunately. But if you could summarize how did it go in the first, second round? Were there some adventures? Roller coaster?
In the first round, I met a very small kid from Israel. And I sacrificed a piece in move 15, and it was very bad.
Oh no!
But then it was very complicated, so I managed to win in the end.
Amazing.
And then in the second game, I played a woman from America, and I think it was quite easy, but also she showed some resistance at some point. But then I broke through, and maybe actually this is the cleanest game compared to the games against the lower.
That's why we have you here finally. Before we didn't invite you. No, but to be honest, there have been so many players here in the studio, like from the top 5, like Shu Shan-yu was here, Jules Moussart was earlier here today, and they were saying that first rounds are so tough nowadays. Like even though you have an opponent like 2100 you are facing, it's so tough to play against them because now they're getting all this chessable courses, all these courses, and they're just playing out the theory. and yeah, it's extremely tough for everyone. So when they were winning the first, second round, they're extremely happy that they're scoring, because even though like they're favorites, because that's why when you told me that you felt yourself maybe kind of like a favorite in this game. It's just a very interesting approach, that you're saying that even though you're 100 points lower.
Yeah, true.
But
it's also because of the results I have earlier. I have 3 IM norms, so I still feel like I could play some good chess.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you need rating.
Yeah, I need some rating, and also they changed the rules earlier, so you need an open IM norm, and
so
I don't have that.
You had a closed 3
Yeah,
IM
exactly.
rules.
So that's why I'm playing all these opens now the last 2 years.
So now you're trying to get that IM norm. And I have another question to you, Mikael. You know, what how is it? How do you like Sunway Sitges tournament? How do you like atmosphere here? There are also many side events. Have you played like in Blitz, Bullet?
No, not yet. I thought I would play something, but at the first couple of days I was a bit tired. So maybe we'll see later if I decide to join something. But I think this tournament is like really nice because it seems like everything is like luxurious. Like you get very good conditions to play chess. Like for example, when we play at the venue, like you have all these cake tables or like with cakes and candy, and you get free soda. And like every time I stand up, I always go to the food room.
You're getting like the super tournament conditions. I was there, and I see like, but by the way, not only in your playing venue, like in every of the playing, because dear viewers, there are many playing venues. There is B Open in 2 playing venues, and the main one, and also there is an extra one, and A Open. I think it's in 3 playing venues, in the main one upstairs, and in 2 others. And every of this playing venue is having this, so to say, dream table with all the snacks, all the food. So organizers do take care of every single player, that they're not starving, that they're not hungry during the round, and that they can.
So I would say I'll definitely recommend to play Sitges.
So you're coming back next year?
I think so. Yeah, why not?
Let's see about the result, and then you decide. Thank you so much, Mikael, for this, and wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to see you maybe some other time to show one of your brilliant games.
Thank you.
Well, dear viewers, so we are going for a very short break. Right now we have some highlight video for you to show, because today in the morning there was a junior Blitz tournament. As we were mentioning, there are a lot of side events. So please watch and enjoy this video of the Blitz junior tournament, and we'll be back in a few moments.
Yeah. And for the final segment of the night, we fired Fiona, we fired Angelica.
That's right. Yeah, canceled for political reasons. So it's us now. I am Kostya Kavutsky, Zachary Sane from Canada. We'll be taking over the show for this part. And we're going to show some games, huh? Round 3, Sitges. Zach, how'd you do today?
Yeah, so we both had a game. And I won, and you won as well. And we'd love to show this with you guys if you'll have us. But yeah, here's a recap of round 3, I believe. So Kostya, you had the black pieces against a young talent from England. What did you think before going into this game, and how did it go?
Yeah, honestly, I was pretty nervous going into this game because, of course, I lost yesterday, big upset to a kid, and today I'm playing another very talented kid. But okay, thankfully I managed to win.
So kind of a bad pairing, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's always tough to play the kids, you know. It's always going to be a rough game, but I'm happy to say I won, and this is my first win over a kid. I'm very proud of myself.
Well, congratulations.
All right, let me show. So he went knight f3, knight f6, b3, g6. He goes for this double fianchetto, which I did prepare. d6.
And what's the weakness of a double fianchetto system like this, may I ask?
Basically, it's like the move order, right? So white wants to go d4, they want to go c4, they want to go b3, bishop, b2, but they can't do everything. They don't have enough moves. So here I'm able to play this move b5, which I looked at
c4
before the game. Yeah, kind of stopping c4, and I thought this is like a really interesting line for black. So castles, bishop, b7, knight d2, knight c7. I'm still in book here. And here he played rook to e1. Okay, so I realized his idea is to play e4.
Right.
And I could go knight e4, but then I was a little concerned about knight g5.
Yes.
Which I didn't like. Compy agrees. Let's go. So instead I played c5, which I think is correct because now my point is that if white goes e4, I take on d4. And this structure is basically like open Sicilian, except white's setup doesn't feel like the most dangerous open Sicilian setup you could imagine, right? Yeah. Whereas black has just like a very harmonious, like it's like Dragodorf kind of thing where, yeah, I felt like black is already doing
And the
great.
queenside space, that's not very normal for Sicilians usually.
Yeah, so here I thought this would be comfortable, but of course he has to take with the knight, hit the pawn. I was probably going to do something like queen b6, and I thought I'm at least okay here. But he actually makes a surprising mistake. He goes bishop takes d4. And this actually lets me get e5 in with tempo. Bishop drops back. e5 is a little bit anti-positional, right? Because it like gives up some squares, it blocks in my bishop.
You have a backwards pawn on d6 now.
Backwards pawn on d6, but on the other hand, both of white's knights are very far from d5.
Okay.
So I'm like comparing this to like Najdorf structure. So in the Najdorf, if white can control d5 square, then you're kind of worse. But here, if they can't get to d5, then eventually black can play d5 and it's totally fine. Okay, to make matters worse, I get knight c5 in.
Wow.
And now how does white even defend?
Huge activity on e4.
The pawn, right?
The pawn on d6 doesn't even feel backwards now. And you just have all the play. This knight on d2 is...
Very tough for white. I didn't even know what he should do here because I am threatening to just take the pawn. He ended up going knight h4, which like, okay, he defends the pawn, but knight's on h4, right? So it's just very, very bad knight.
Is dim.
Very dim. Very dim. So I felt good here. Queen to b6, stopping f3. I thought he might go king h1 to prepare f3. I was going to maybe think about this, hitting the knight, f3, and then bishop g5. And then I can like take and knight h5. And I thought positionally it's just, just dominating. So instead he went queen e2. And I go for this bishop h6 idea anyway.
Okay.
Rook ad1. And now I don't have to take immediately and try to win the pawn. I could just like build up with like rook e8. Basically white just has no moves. He can't play f3. And then I can just take on e4 at my comfort. But I decided why not take right away. I just didn't see why not. Queen takes. I take on e4. So queen is hit. F2 pawn is hit. If he goes like queen e2, he's just kind of tied down to this pawn. And he's definitely worse. Maybe could try queen e2. But he went queen e3. Actually, this was a good try because like if black isn't precise here, like let's say I just trade queens because I'm a pawn up, rook takes. The issue is he wants to play f3 and then d6 hangs. It's not like so obvious how to deal with this, because if I move my knight, then he plays, like, let's say f3, I move my knight, and then he goes f4. And then this guy is hanging, and then the structure is weak, and bishop on b2 is alive. So I actually thought like I could easily misplay this.
Right.
So I was really happy with my play here. I thought I played it really accurately. I went rook fc8.
Wow. What's the idea?
Rook f. So first things first, I'm keeping the tension. I'm hitting c2. And then, of course, if he takes on b6, then I get ab.
Hence the f.
And I have a double attack.
I see.
Yeah. Whereas if rook a8, then maybe he takes on b6. So here he can't take on b6. He can't move his queen because f2 is hanging. And how to defend the pawn, right? Because if rook e2, I take on e3. He can't take with the rook. He has to take with the pawn, but then my structure is beautiful. He has no f3, so I'm just...
No counterplay, nothing.
Yeah. And
clear pawn up.
Yeah,
Knight c3 coming in.
Yeah, look at the bar. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's just only pawn up.
The bar is barring.
So I thought maybe he would go c3, but then he blocks his bishop in after rook fc8. So that's no good. So he goes rook c1. Now it's a better version. His rook is no longer hitting d6. So I could trade queens here, but I thought like, okay, I don't have to yet. And I really liked my next move here as well, b4.
Whoa. Fixing.
Just fixing the square. Yeah. And now I'm like ready to plant the knight on c3, and I thought, okay, if I get the knight to c3, then it's over, because it's just no counterplay. So I don't know what white should do. He went f3, knight c3.
Whoa. Computer does not like f3.
Yeah, I mean, okay, what else could he do? He can't take yet. I thought maybe... I thought if f4,
yeah.
My idea was to move my queen somewhere. Let's say, I'm not sure where, maybe queen a5, hitting the pawn. Okay, this bar better stop moving. And then the idea, which I thought was quite cute, is that if takes, I have knight g4.
Okay.
And white's queen can't stay on the diagonal because I have queen
and then
b6
you have queen
check.
b6, queen d4, de.
De, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so here engine understands. Very good. So f3 here. a4. So if I take, he frees his bishop. Bishop takes a3. So now I decide to trade queens. Now there's really no reason not to. Knight of d5, and here...
Oh, pure domination.
I just felt I'm absolutely dominating.
Oh
f5.
my god, f5 in.
So that whenever he plays f4, which he needs
E4.
to, e4. Yeah.
And the knight is completely synced on h4.
Exactly.
Gone.
Yeah. So you see, like, this all kind of started from his one move, like bishop takes d4, right? Since then, everything has been kind of like... It's just that's where his problem started.
And you knew bishop takes d4 was the mistake before he played it? Like, oh, if he goes bishop takes d4, I get this e5 in and it's pretty...
Yeah, I was hoping for it. Yeah,
wow.
Exactly. Well, but I was expecting knight d4. I didn't think he would have taken with the bishop. So he goes bishop f1, trying to get the bishop out, and knight back to g2. But, okay, I'm still pawn up, right? So f4, e4, knight g2, d5, knight e3. This is the one moment where I actually did miss something. So I had two options here. I had d4 and knight g4.
Okay.
d4 I thought is very nice because I'm just getting my pawns rolling. That's how I win. I thought, okay, he'll go knight c4. I go rook d8. I thought this position is just very good for black. Because I'm eventually
D3,
just
D2?
breaking through.
Yeah.
But I also thought knight g4 is straightforward enough because we trade knights, and then it's very hard for him to stop d4.
Okay.
And if he ever takes, I take with the rook. I double up on the c file. It's just eventually breakthrough. I didn't see his move though, h3, until like this position. Because if like, okay, if bishop e2, for example, then I just go h5 and he's just stuck. So h3, he tries to free himself, but it's not enough. Take, rook c5.
Why can't you play h5 against h3?
Yeah, so if h5, then takes, and bishop e2. And
then you have to take with the knight, and it's...
Yeah, I definitely don't want to take
don't want to do that.
this ever, right? Because opposite color bishops, and then his bishop. Like, I wasn't even sure if I'm better there.
You're just giving back the pawn with...
Yeah. So here, I'd rather just give this pawn up and then try to win, like, with d4, e3. So maybe this is still good for black, but okay, there's no reason to give the pawn back. So I take on h3, rook c5. Now I just want to eventually get, like, rook d8 or even bishop c8, try to double. So he went here, but this was strange because this just allows me d4.
Yeah, just d4 for free, yeah?
Basically what I was expecting is check. I was going to go here, and I think he has to take. Let's say take with the rook, and he comes here to attack the pawn. Like, this is the only way to get counterplay. But here I can just defend, like, rook d8 and just slowly kind of consolidate.
Right.
Or actually, I thought this was a nice idea. If here, I thought I can also go rook d8. Although I have other moves, but I was trying to figure out this line. Take, rook takes king e7.
Rook d7, king takes e6, rook takes
But I
b7.
thought I'm winning this pawn endgame because I have like e3, or maybe I take here, bring the rook and pawn endgame, but maybe I bring the king in. But this wasn't really necessary. I can just like, for example, what can I do? I can like take here. I can take on c2. I think I have a lot of moves that I can play. But that was critical. I thought that's what he should do. This made it a little bit easier. And okay, here he finally takes, rook takes. And it's just a matter of just kind of converting. So bishop g2, take on g3.
Sacked exchange?
Goes here.
Easy.
Nope, just rook e3.
Don't need.
Just back, yeah. If king f2, then I have rook g4, and he can't take on e4 because of I take on f4 with check.
Nice trick.
So yeah, here, and yeah, rest was smooth sailing. E2, rook d2, bishop d5, everything just kind of, just not allowing counterplay. Actually, at this point, I was like, okay, I thought I'm winning, but I'm still like, my technique is at such a level right now that until the game is over, it's like, it's not over. So I'm just trying to stay very focused, not allow counterplay. Rook check, take here. Bishop c2, kind of don't let him get in, don't let him do anything. b3 is a resignable threat now. King g5, king g7, just to...
Woo!
Just
look at you.
Just to use the
patience.
king.
This is Russian patience, you guys.
Yes, thank you. Yes, do not hurry.
Do not hurry. Big concept in the Yusupov books.
And then b3 and yeah, he resigned here because okay, he's out of ideas, and there's no way to blunder anymore.
And so, how would you say was your approach to the game prior, and how did that compare to the actual execution? Were you happy with your prep and how you executed your prep?
I was very happy with this game. I definitely wanted like a solid positional game against the kid because I know tactically he's very strong. In fact, we have a story of analyzing with him, right? And we know how tactically gifted he is. So I knew that if I give him a chance, he'll definitely spot it. So I definitely wanted just like a calm positional game where I can just kind of like accumulate little advantages and not allow counterplay and eventually convert. And I think I did a good job. It's kind of unlucky for him. Like really one move, bishop d4, and all of a sudden like I don't know. Like if we switch sides, I think he would beat me from here. Like it's really hard to hold white's position, I think.
Well, that's great. That means that the execution and the development and just the opening principles were well played, and you were also able to break opening principles with this nice e5 and positional dominance. So
yeah, that was an instructive idea.
Yeah, very instructive.
Felt very clean. Yeah. Dare I check the 94%?
94%. Okay, that's worth 2 points for the tournament.
No, I actually thought it would be higher. Not gonna lie.
Really?
Like
a little bit of disappointment.
Where's
my mistake? Situation.
Where did I mean, I was always better. Okay, maybe it's all right. I'll take it up with chess.com.
Some people I know, they get 95. Why not 97? They get 96. Why not 98? You can never be happy as a chess player.
Well, Zach, let me take look. The audience doesn't see the move chart here, but as we can see, white has several moves highlighted in yellow that are mistakes. Black has no moves.
That's orange.
Orange, thank you. Black has no moves highlighted in orange, so I made no mistakes. I have one exclam move. C takes d4. So I don't know where I lost the 6%, but that's fine. I'll take it.
I am absolutely frustrated with chess.com and how they've dealt with your accuracy in this game review. It is incredibly disappointing, to say the least.
No, fiasco, actually. Fiasco. They have some explaining to do with these numbers. But yeah, shall we look at your game?
You'll be getting a call soon, chess.com support.
I just want to know, where did the 6% go?
Where did the 6%?
Now, Zach, let's see your game, which I actually haven't seen at all. I don't even know. I know you won, but I have no idea how nice the game was. Oh, 95.1. Wow.
Whoa.
95.1.
You have some competition. You have some competition.
Okay, let's take over. You want
no
analysis?
Engine.
No engine at all, huh?
No engine.
Oh, I could have turned the eval bar off for my thing. Oh, dang. You don't want eval bar?
I want eval.
Okay, eval, no lines.
For the people. I want to be a man of the people.
Lines or no lines?
No lines.
No lines. Okay, so we'll have to guess.
Some eval, yes.
All right, take it away. Okay, so who are you playing? You're playing 1800?
I'm playing a 12-year-old girl from Pennsylvania, USA, came all the way here to Spain to play in Sitges, and by extension of that, to play me.
US 12-year-old. Oh, very dangerous. Very dangerous.
Dare I say, very controlled at the board, rhythmic. It's a scary opponent to have. Some 12-year-olds, they're like here, there, and everywhere, and then that's its own thing. But somehow, when they're composed at the board, it's even more daring psychologically to play.
No, I mean these 12-year-olds are insane. Yesterday, I lost to a 12-year-old. Jules Massard today, very tough game against 12-year-old. They should do a match like 12-year-olds against rest of world. I think it'd be very fighting.
Be very fun.
Yeah. All right.
So my opponent apparently prepared against my 50,000 games online and my games on ChessBase and was ready for a pure Sicilian struggle, and in particular, I believe, a Najdorf Sicilian after Open Sicilian, which I've been playing since the age of 5. But I'm not 5 years old anymore, which means I can play some adult moves.
You're an old man now. Bishop B5 check.
Old man chess, ladies and gentlemen. I'm quoting good. Magnus Carlsen.
This is how you beat the kids.
This is how you beat the kids. And I was very lucky. I had seen recently, she came back from a tournament 2 days ago, she came from a tournament 2 days ago in Spain, I believe, in which she had this exact move played against her because, she had very few games in the database. But she did have a position with black with this move. And so I decided to go into this. And of course, she told me after the game, psychologically, this crushed her. Wow. The entire game, she was thinking of, where did I go wrong? How did he go bishop e5? I looked through all his games. He never has played this. I did not check this at all.
So you would say the value of a surprise when you have all day to prepare, all night even, is good.
The value of an imminent surprise. So you want to have a surprise below move 4, ideally, and you want it to change the struggle of the chess game. So my opponent was probably going for some sharp line in the Najdorf, and now I change the nature of the struggle for a more positional, slow game.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you. What do you have to say about that, Mr. International Master? I love the feedback.
No, I think it's good strategy. I have nothing to add. It's just like, the first person to spring a surprise usually has the psychological initiative. I know yesterday you surprised your opponent on the first move.
Exactly.
Which is, very powerful.
Thank you for remembering that. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Of course. I was there. But let's see. So you went a4.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a trendy move, yeah?
Yeah, so in the preparation, I had been studying C4 pretty much.
I was going to mention it.
Yeah, no. I saw you hesitate.
I was going to let you keep it in your back pocket for next game, C4, but okay. No, so we reveal everything here.
I was looking at this C4 and a potential Maraxi bind. White gets this Maraxi bind quite effortlessly after D5, but I thought, a shaky Maraxi bind, there's nothing quite like it. I don't want to play these sharp-ish moves. And as you said, nature of the struggle. So I went for this A4. And in hindsight, I don't really like these positions. And let's not lie. This is a game for the database. But A4, it changes the struggle, and it's with my theory for the match. It's with my plan for the match. So A6, and I go bishop E2, and now knight F6, and I go for knight C3. My opponent goes G6. And there's basically two well-known ways to play here. You can chime in if I'm wrong, but there's this quote-unquote Cheveningen style way to play here with the E6, bishop E7, and this way to develop. And there's this kind of dragon-ish way to play with G6 and bishop G7. And I had learned today that on E6, you're supposed to open up the position with D4, CD, and then queen takes D4.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, very interesting, yeah? And on G6, you assume that black is kind of hitting this control here, and you're not going to try to open up the position as easily. So you're going to go for some slow play here with some D3. So G6 happened, castles.
Okay, but
G7.
I have a doubt.
Okay, tell me.
As our Indian friends like to say.
Yes.
So D3. Okay, and then black castle, and you pushed A5. But
yes, A5 I don't like in hindsight. We talked about this. I talked about this with my opponent after the game.
Actually, I was wondering, what if black just goes like B6 here? Like, what's your plan?
Yeah, so it's actually quite interesting because in my book, I had some castles, and then my plan was queen D2 in my notes. Queen D2 for queen G5 idea.
And then queen H4?
And after
like Grand Prix
H6,
attack.
queen H4, and Grand Prix attack ideas. But you'll see this plan does not work very early on, as you very acutely pointed out. So castles happens. I go A5. Again, to me, this is like a terrible move. a5 because here I'm blocking this b5 idea, and then I play a5, and then you can play b5 anyways. It's like just a total mishap here. And so
I like a5. I mean, I mean, without getting this a b6, knight b6, and I guess, okay, for me, I just wasn't sure like what white is doing. But once you weaken the a pawn, at least you have this long-term weakness. But
yeah, it's a long-term weakness, but you'll see how solid this bishop is placed on b6 and how it really doesn't have to leave b6 to be an excellent piece.
Okay.
And that's what was very frustrating long-term. We'll see. So knight takes b6. By the way, I don't know about Compy, but I thought queen takes b6 was a bit more natural to pressure this long-term. What do you think about that?
Yeah, actually, queen b6 may be more
natural. And then the knight has no outlets and is kind of off center here.
Knight on d7 is good. It can jump somewhere.
Yeah, and it takes up this e5 square. So we'll see. Like, to me, this is like the minute mistakes that pile up in the game.
Right.
So knight takes b6. I play h3. I'm just playing against this light squared bishop. The bishop develops, and then I go for bishop e3. So as you saw, my notes is queen d2, queen g5. I hated this in the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe in it, right? It's just...
I just don't believe in it here.
Yeah.
Terrible. Like queen d2, what happens if h6? Like in this position, like particular position, because this is, I'm out of book after like this a5 that I played myself. Yeah, I just can't find
This is a very typical story where you prepare something with the computer, it gives you some plan, you show up to the board, and you're like, why would I play this move?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me.
And ultimately, you know, you either go with this less good version of the plan, or you go another way. And
so I'm glad you deviated. I think that's the correct approach. Just
Thank you.
Just make moves that make sense to you.
So I said, you know what? We should develop queen d2, this very common plan. I'm not sure if it's good. What's your opinion on this plan from this position on? Because it's hard for white to establish
No,
a
very
plan
logical.
here.
Yeah, actually, at this point, like, I maybe even prefer black's position, just because it feels easier to play.
Oh,
but
I thought so too.
If you're going to do something, I mean, this makes a lot of sense. Bishop on g7 is very strong, so might as well trade it off.
Yeah. So bishop e3, and my opponent goes for queen c7. I go queen c1. Very interesting. You'd think I'd go queen d2, connecting my rooks.
I did think, yes.
But then there's this d5.
Oh.
And after e5, d4 takes dc, attacking my queen.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And
black is happy.
Black is happy.
Yeah.
Black has everything opened up here. So I went queen c1 so that I don't get hit with this, and so d5 is less possible. My opponent did not like d5 in this position and played e6 instead, which I thought was a little bit slow. It allows me to go, and also it allows me to go bishop h6 and pin this bishop to the rook and kind of win this really nice bishop. What do you think about this? Because we were debating this in postmortem, and I thought this was huge for white, like a huge achievement.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe the better move was to move this rook before I go bishop h6 and meet bishop h6 with bishop h8.
Exactly.
Okay, fantastic. So this is a nice little score, and then after d5 happens, I get this very nice takes-take, and I can go e5, I thought. Attacking this knight, and once the knight moves, queen f4. And now I'm very happy.
Yes.
Looks like I have a free hand on the king side with this h-pawn ramping up the board. And how does black break through? These pieces look extremely frustrated, and ultimately counterplay is very hard. You could go for some sharp things with d4, but then you're involving my piece on e4 for free after knight d5, queen g3, and I thought white is sitting pretty happy here. But again, Compy is not very interested. Has been quite moody since the beginning of the game. But hopefully I can...
No, but optically it feels nicer for white, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this is the second move I didn't like of the game. This king g8.
King g8. Is the idea to prepare f6?
Exactly.
So you can't take ef.
So
check.
f6 right now, ef, and I win the queen because of a discovered check. So king g8, but I thought this was slow and I thought this was passive. Is that conclusion reasonable?
Well, it depends what you did. How did you...
So the king here is very strong. It takes up these dark squares, and when it leaves, it gives these dark squares. And so I thought I have some nice moves to take up these dark squares, but ultimately I decided on this queen h6. So sacrificing this pawn, but you can't really take it because of knight g5. And if you open up this 7th rank to defend, well, then I have knight takes e6 with a fork on the rook and the queen.
Yes.
I hope everyone at home saw that. A lot of arrows. My apologies. I'm an arrow type of guy.
Folks, it's analysis, and it's helpful to follow. I think people watching...
We have to calculate.
Want to improve? Yeah, absolutely.
So queen h6, I'm threatening knight g5, and I'm forcing this f6 push. And now I'm forced to take this f6 pawn, right? So takes, and then knight takes. And here I'm kind of struggling for a move because this h7 weakness is over-defended now, and it's pretty nice. And e5 is coming. And I don't really have a great move. So I went with knight g5, kind of energetic move. Rook a8. And here, just like your game, rook fc8.
Right.
I went rook a e1.
Wow, maestro.
Very similar idea.
Yes.
You're keeping this rook on f1 for future purposes, even though it's still locked.
It looks, yes. And what is the idea if black goes e5? Can black go e5?
So yes, at this point, I thought black is just simply better. Because e5, I was going to go bishop f3. And I took a long turn on this rook e1 because I was like, I can't stop e5.
Can you play f4?
F4 looks extremely tough. Like d4, knight e4, and then this knight d5 with knight e3 coming in. And that's all because of this f pawn leaving f2.
Ah, okay. Wait, one sec. Let's think about this.
You want to play it out?
No, don't put it on the board.
Okay,
I don't want...
fantastic. Let's calculate.
I don't want the eval... Because engine is saying like white is like clearly better. It's like maybe 0.5. 0.5. Let's hover. Oh, usually it says... Okay, it doesn't say. So it's like 0.5, but both you and I think if black gets e5, black looks good.
Yeah.
So there must be some idea for white to get some advantage, but so okay, f4, d4, knight e4, knight b d5.
Yeah.
What do we
looks
have?
Flimsy, that position, no?
Yes. If you don't have like a clear...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to guess that f4, the eval goes down. Let's see.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
I think you are right on this one. So it's not f4.
Wow. Evaluation skills on top.
Okay, so let's go back. So what could be the move here?
We'll play what I played, just see what happens.
Does
it go down? Oh, it does. Yeah, it goes down.
A little bit. And then after e5. But that's the thing. White's still better here, which to me is very surprising.
Yeah, it is very surprising. Because my queen is completely out west. And my pieces are just not functioning together.
Yeah. The more you know, huh? Okay, let me make one natural move. And now it's falling.
And
yeah.
now it's falling.
So see, I feel like we're correct in our human evaluation. Like if you make the natural human moves, then we are worse. But Compy, of course, can make anything work and find some brilliant idea. Maybe viewers can check for themselves.
Yeah, it will be interesting to check what was the correct answer from this position. Very interesting. I can't wait, actually.
So continue, yeah.
So I went rook e1, and now my opponent takes a very long turn and surprises me completely with knight c8. And then I was like, what? Wait,
feel right.
I'm actually reacting to the Compy right now.
Ooh,
what?
Wow. Yeah, Compy is also going, what? Wow. Knight c8.
So try to figure out what my opponent wants. It's very, very interesting. And the refutation is even more interesting.
Well, okay, I guess idea would be like knight e6 and knight f5.
Knight f5.
Yeah.
And so that actually took me a while to figure out because I thought she wanted... I guess now in hindsight it's very obvious that she wants to go knight f5.
Like what?
But only once I figured out my opponent's plan, then I was able to punish it. So if you so please, I will hide my next move. If you so please, white to play here and try to find what I played.
Okay. So
challenge.
f4 knight d6 looks like I'm not sure why we played f4 exactly. I don't want to go g4. I don't want to go g4 for sure.
We don't want to go g4.
Second option, I guess there's like, okay, bishop g4 active move. Black takes, you take, knight d6, knight takes e6. Feels like you're in time.
Correct.
Oh, and bishop g4 takes with the pawn. You cover f5 square. Okay,
so
but
bishop g4 takes e5.
E5. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this. Takes e5, and then we have some idea there.
Should I play it out?
Hold on.
That's Kostya. Once you put a position on the board, he has to solve it. He's a real self-improver.
Do you go rook e3, rook h3?
No. Rook e3, d4.
4. But okay, rook h3. I don't know. Maybe that possible. So bishop g4, take, e5, and then we have a move.
It's a stupendous move.
We have a
stupendous, might I say.
F4.
So bishop g4.
Uh-huh.
The idea is that I'm sacrificing my last bishop of the game for an exchange. And now this pawn completely corners this knight, the beauty of chess.
Very
this
good.
knight is completely gone because of this one square that I'm taking up with this pawn. That's the entire idea of bishop g4. I'm taking up this square. And I'm threatening e6, of course. And so once e5, I have this beautiful f4.
Oh, bravo. Wow.
It's absolutely crushing.
What a move. Honestly, that was not
played it
obvious to me
instantly.
at all. It's only because I know there's a solution. So I was like, okay, I guess it's, but very nice. Wow. Zach doesn't play like this. First time I'm seeing such a good game. Oh, wow. Oh, look at this. Okay, now trying to get us canceled as well. Thank you. By the way, cheers. All right, cheers. Here we go.
Thank you.
By the way, we have to call out the snacks in the tournament hall.
Oh my God.
They had these hors d'oeuvres today. Every round they have hors d'oeuvres.
Should we talk about the salmon?
I was going to mention the salmon. There is like these tiny, I don't think most players know about that. There is these tiny little like salmon things with like.
What did you rate it again?
9.7.
It was a 9.7. A
I
Kosia 9.7.
I told Zach about it. He doesn't even
Ladies and gentlemen,
eat fish.
I don't even eat salmon like that. I only eat salmon when it's fresh from the source in Alaska.
And you said it was the best thing of the night.
And the night was the
and
night
the
was
dinner
packed.
today was insane. The dinner was amazing. It was Italian. I mean, they had fresh risotto out of a cheese thing.
Out of a cheese thing. The whole cheese thing.
Yeah. I just feel like with these on screen, we appear drunker than we actually are.
The content has now leveled up, ladies and gentlemen. So this F4, it's crushing. Black has absolutely nothing. And you see something 2-3 moves prior and you're like, this looks delicious, but you're like, you always have to convince yourself that your opponent has something. Your opponent sees something that you haven't seen. And that has elevated my games in ways I'm so grateful for. But in this position, particularly this position, I couldn't find anything for my opponent. On EF, my opponent apparently thought about this for 2 minutes without seeing knight e6.
Oh.
Just forking. And it's all about this e6 square that's weak. You have to penetrate and find this e6 square for yourself. And once you find that connection, you get the win.
Wow.
And okay, so e4 gives a pawn. Queen g7, I think, is the best move. You're just giving a pawn into a losing endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Takes, and you take, and rook takes f1, king takes f1, and you have a passed pawn in an endgame. I think black has to go for this objectively. And what else can you do in this position?
It's a great question.
White's going f5, f6, f7.
Yeah. Wow, what a strong idea. Okay, if d4, you just go knight e4, right? No problem.
Thanks for the extra piece.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, let's say d4 just to try. d4, you go knight e4, take on e4.
Rook takes e4.
Rook takes e4.
The same tricks apply.
Let's say knight d6, you just go rook e5, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, it looks crushing.
It's all about this. So what I was thinking during the game, like, why do you come up with bishop g4? Because it's not a trade you necessarily want to make. Although my bishop was stinky the entire game, and I was very happy to get rid of that little rascal. But really, this is a at the very basics of it, this is a high-level remove the defender tactic. Because you go 2-3 moves later, after f4, and this queen is hung up on h7, and this pressure is now bigger than ever, and you'll see is crippling this queen's abilities for the rest of the game. So e4, my opponent is trying to play dynamically. Woo! That bar just went to heaven and back. So e4, and now I have the chance to win a free pawn, ladies and gentlemen, with this. But I thought, you know what? f5 is just so much more crushing.
Wow.
White is coming with this f6.
Now, sadly,
and knight e6 threats.
The times aren't updated, but I'm just wondering, like, roughly, do you remember how much time you had?
Yeah, I had like 45 minutes here.
Okay, very good.
On move 25, that's very, very good for me.
Yeah,
I mean, you're supposed to have move that much time left on move 20, right? Because of the second time control on move 40. So yeah, I was doing well with my time, and my opponent is absolutely tanking here. I think she took 20 minutes this last turn, 10 minutes now, and now she has 11 minutes left. And she comes up with the best move, I thought. This rook f6, very, very strong. And it keeps her in the fight, certainly. Because with this f5 move, I had 3 threats at once. It's very, very hard to defend against all 3 of these. And this rook f6 solves a lot of those problems. So I take this pawn up finally, and she pushes d4, and now I play e5.
Oh.
Are you okay there?
Lord have mercy.
So e5, my idea is that I'm giving the pawn back, quote unquote, but h7, remove the defender once again from 5 moves earlier, is paying solid dividends. So rook takes e5. I mean, it's quite forced, otherwise my pawns are just through. Rook takes, and now queen takes h7, and now king here. And I thought I had mate here, actually, before playing e5. So I thought I could find mate with knight here, king here, and then queen here. And then this only move, because the rest is checkmate in a few moves, and here, and I thought I had queen c7 mate, but when I got to the square, then when I got to this in my head at this moment, all the way back here, it was not mate. So it's still winning at that point in the game, but I thought black has chances. So you can't do that. And so option number 2 is taking this bishop, or option number 3 is playing check here first and then taking this bishop. But ultimately, I didn't like check here first and taking this bishop, which is what you would play because you're avoiding this fork, queen e3 takes. But there's queen e3, queen h6 at the end if I go knight e6 first. So I decided to just take this bishop. The eval bar agrees. Oh.
Well, knight c8 hangs with check, so black can take your one knight, they can take your other knight, but their knight is
exactly.
Still, yeah.
Now we get to a point in the game in which all knights are hanging.
All bets are off.
Yeah, there's a joke there, but I can't find it. I can't find it on the top of my
These
head.
knights. Okay, queen g5.
So my opponent takes on g5. I take here with check, and I go queen c7 check because I want to bring my queen back into the game with check.
Centralization, very nice.
And here I realized something very, very scary. I was going to play matter-of-factly knight e4, close the game out.
No. Does that work? Knight e4? I want to see the eval bar. Rook h7? Wow. Oh, that's sick. Okay, you got to show this. Show this draw.
So here I was like, no, there's rook h7. That's her whole point. She got a little excited on king g8. That was her tell. But there's rook h7, king g1, and queen e3. And this pin is real. I cannot block with knight f2. I lose my queen. And I lost a very sad game 2 years ago in this Portuguese tournament in which I was completely winning, and I gave a perpetual check to my opponent in the very final round of that tournament. And he was your opponent this first round of this tournament.
Yes.
So, you know,
world.
The circle of life. So learn from your mistakes is a huge thing from me. And after king g8, I found this very nice. I was so unconfident. I was looking at knight d1, knight e2, and then I look at this and I'm like, oh my God, we're covering everything and our knight's active.
Beautiful.
The knight in the center of the board is the best place for it.
Never too late to spoil it, huh?
Never too late. So rook h7 check, king here, and now rook f7, and eventually I do this. And the last thing I want to show is this rook f7 that's coming in, even if my opponent doesn't want to trade rooks, which is very cool because after rook b7, if you can't trade rooks, you know,
black is to win it. Yeah,
stuffer. But then I would just have rook f7, and so I'm forcing the trade of rooks here, and my opponent played till king c4 and resigned.
Wow, Zach, I gotta say, genuinely, not for content, very nice game. Like,
appreciate that.
Actually, your whole tournament, like yesterday, you won beautiful game.
Yeah.
In round 1, you lost, but to a grandmaster, and in fact, you were completely fine that game. Only in time trouble, you messed up. So you're actually putting together a very nice tournament, like in terms of your play.
Yeah. So me and Kostya were on a string of 3 tournaments overall, and I must say that it's important to not take this, you know, like hugely. You know, there's so many games left to play, and we just need to take it one step at a time, no matter the results, and just keep striving. And to me, it's important that, okay, at dinner, I'm very happy, you know, but when the dust settles and I'm in my room at night, I still apply myself. I go to bed at a reasonable hour, not past 2:33 a.m. like last night, hopefully tonight. And we reinstall for next day. My philosophy is that you always start back at 0.
Right.
Always start back at 0.
Yeah, the game always resets.
No matter if it's the best game of your life or the worst game of your life, it resets at 0 for the next day. So your mentality has to be the same approaching the next game.
Actually, it's a good lesson for chess, a good lesson for life. At the end of the day, all the pieces go back in the same box.
Beautiful.
It's always
beautiful.
So 7 more rounds. Yeah, we got to stay focused. But this was super fun. And yeah, I think we're looking forward to the rest of the tournaments.
Kosti, are you saying goodbye to me right now? Are we closing the show?
I think we're done. Well, they switched to this full view, which to me is a clear indicator that we are being
Ladies
politely
and gentlemen,
asked to...
I hope you sincerely enjoyed this double recap, special edition. They didn't plan this. We said, hey, would you like to have me? Hey. And then he said, hey, would you like to have me on? And then say, go both.
Well,
Angelica?
guys, I have to break it to you. I have bad news.
Oh, no.
You're fired.
Oh, no.
Tomorrow, me and Fiona are going to continue at 8 p.m. Central European time here in Sitges Live. Dear viewers, come join and follow the round 4.
See you tomorrow.
Cheers.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Ha pasado? Vámonos. ¡Ole las guapas! ¡Y ole!
¡Ole, Mediterráneo!
¡Pau, pau, pau, pau! Muchísimas gracias.